Good afternoon. It's 3 o'clock. I'm Joseph Bonanno live from the 104.5 The Zone Studios. In NFL news, former first overall pick and Cleveland Browns star pass rusher Myles Garrett has requested a trade out of Cleveland. Garrett, who's 29 years old, put out in a statement that while I've loved calling Cleveland my home, my desire to win and compete on the biggest stages won't allow me to be complacent. The goal was never to go from Cleveland to Canton. It has always been to compete for and win a Super Bowl. Browns general manager Andrew Berry has been adamant that the team will not trade Garrett, and that stance has not changed amid his trade request. Also in NFL news, the Texans are hiring Rams tight ends coach and pass game coordinator Nick Caley as their new offensive coordinator as C.J. Stroud and the Texans offense gets a new play caller. In college hoops news, following a 20-point win over number 5 Florida, Tennessee has moved back inside the top 5 up to number 4 in this week's AP poll. The Vols' next opponent, Missouri, moved up to number 15 after a 27-point win over Mississippi State. And Vanderbilt has dropped out of the poll after a 30-point loss to Oklahoma. For all your foundation repair, waterproofing needs, you need to visit USSTN.com. Breaking news at once on your home of the Titans and Vols. This is 104.5 The Zone.
Yo, what up, Nashville? 3HL is on the air. Bree Doherty with you on a beautiful day in the Music City. Hope you're having a great Monday. Hope you had a great weekend. Don Davenport is here in Tennessee Orange. Let's go.
What up?
What up, Babsy?
Wait.
Yeah. Wait, is that not an accurate introduction?
I guess it is kind of Tennessee Orange.
You got blue jeans on.
I got blue jeans on for Auburn.
Yeah. Plus, you're the number
It's
one
a
team.
little-
You're
it's
the
a
number one
little-
team in the country. I mean,
We are.
Yeah.
Yes,
And
we are.
that ain't changing anytime
But
soon.
the
I was
Vols
like,
are what?
4.
What?
Tennessee pops from 8 to 4 with the win. Slay Dog is here.
I'm in the building. This car. Only in college it has no roof. Professional car has a roof.
Ronald Sylvester Slay in his Boom Boom Room t-shirt.
Locked and loaded.
And his Tennessee sweatshirt. Zip up.
A little
Hoodie?
Is that new? It's kind of nice.
It looks new.
Where'd you get that?
You got to know some people that know some people that know some people that got some.
It's like
reps.
smoky gray.
Yeah, man. I had a couple reps kind of.
Did Ramon buy that for you?
No, this is.
This is on your own.
This is a different rep.
Stevie Hammer.
No, it's a different rep.
Chad Newman.
No, it's
Rick Barnes.
close. You're in the right vicinity. Right?
Well,
Just trying to do what
Bruce
I can
Pearl
do.
gave you all your Auburn gear
He
that
did.
you had to use
did.
last week to pay off your bet.
I'm starting to collect. Seem to be a couple of fan bases like what I have to say at times.
Cronky says, "Let me get a link for that shirt."
Yeah. Oh, you a DM. That's what.
All you got to do is DM Slay.
For Boom Boom Room?
Boom Boom Room
yeah.
swag.
I got you.
You got the sleigh ride going everywhere too.
Sleigh ride rolling.
Sleigh ride is on Josh and Swain in Knoxville.
It is.
What, on Tuesdays?
Yep.
And sleigh ride's on the SEC Network.
Yes, it is.
And this weekend, you featured Michaela Blakes from Vanderbilt
Blakes.
women's basketball, who will join us at 4:20 today.
Mm-hmm. She won the headband. So at the end of it, at the end of the sleigh ride, I flicked the headband at the camera. I hit the camera every now and then. I'm probably 1 for 40. But the key thing is it's about the headband flicking that way.
Wait, so when it doesn't hit the camera, what do you usually hit? Nothing?
Usually the guy holding the jib or the trash can or the stats guy back in the back. It has a mind of its own, yo.
Executive producer of 3HLSF.
What's up?
What up, Zeph?
Zephyr?
You can watch the show live, YouTube, Facebook Live, Twitter, and Twitch.
Twitch, please.
Congrats to Ramon, Kayla, and Will. They were named the number 6 ranked mid-major morning show in the country.
Well, look at that.
Today by Barrett Sports Media.
Look at Dell.
How about that?
Hey, man,
About them apples.
Sometimes you just do a job that you love doing.
So Barrett Sports Media will do this all week. Tomorrow will be midday shows, which will include Buck Rising and also Cover 2. And then on Wednesday, Afternoon Drive, which will include us, hopefully. Maybe we didn't make the top 20. I don't know.
Buckaroo Rising. Well,
Where were we last year? 2?
Yeah,
Two.
man.
2.
That was, boy, okay. All right. Well, hey, we were honored to be 2.
Who was number one? I don't even remember.
Man, somebody was
we need to go Anchorman on number one.
Have a little war out there in the parking lot.
War.
I'm with that. I'm all for that, yo.
Who is it? Michael Scott's character? He's like, I think, what was that guy's name in Anchorman? I think he killed a guy.
Dude, it was
Brick killed a guy.
Brick. That's who it was. Look at Babs. Proud of you, Babs.
She is so Corningstone. There's not even.
Absolutely.
I mean, her and Neil Orm, when they were together, that was Anchorman.
No
Cornerstone
doubt.
and Beth off of Yellowstone is Babsy.
That Dutton.
Yes. That
I like her attitude.
I bet you do.
She makes me happy.
I bet you do. Hey, another thing, too, though. Hey, man, shout out to the little stewardess that got me these.
Stewardess?
You should
Is
say
that the
flight
name?
attendant.
I apologize.
No,
Thank
it's
you.
okay. They used to be called that, but then at some point it became offensive.
Really?
I don't know.
Okay.
My mom was one for 40-something years for Delta, so.
Okay.
But yeah, flight attendant.
Transition to flight attendant.
Not only did she take care of you,
What are those?
Biscoff cookies.
those little Biscoffs.
Amazing.
But y'all, he doesn't have like 2 packages. He has like 20.
Yeah.
She gave him the entire carton.
Well, she asked me.
I really thought they were Marlboro Reds when I first looked at them. I was like, dang, Slade taking up smoking.
I got a story about that. But this right here came because the lady came by and asked, you want something to drink? I was like, no, I'm cool. I got a water. I'm straight. And she was walking away. I said, excuse me, you got any Biscoff cookies, though? She said, yeah, give me a minute. Came back, and she brought the pack, and she handed it to me. So I thought she was saying, hey, here you go.
Here, take a couple.
Yeah, but she was saying you can get one. I was like, and she had her hand out, like, to give it back. And I was like, man, I would love to have these. She said, oh, baby, let me go get you a bag. And that right there is how Biscoffs got into the studio. You're welcome.
Does that mean that we can partake?
Oh, yeah. Get in.
Okay.
I got to catch a flight tomorrow.
I don't like those
well,
you're not
Southwest
leaving
ain't got 'em.
tonight?
no. I'm with y'all.
Oh, that's right. We leave tomorrow for New
I was
Orleans.
going to say, we all have a flight to catch tomorrow.
Sorry.
Chris did the same thing today. Like, well, will you
I'm so
leaving
lost.
tomorrow?
I thought you were going to Charlotte, too. I was
Y'all,
like,
like, y'all trying to get away with me? What are y'all trying to do? What's going on right here, y'all? Come on, man.
No,
dude.
Slade, we're going to New Orleans.
Okay. I can't wait.
See, if we're going to New Orleans, we have to hit Voodoo Donuts. There's no way around that.
I've been doing so good.
Yeah, but we're going to New Orleans. We're the king of voodoo. That's where the voodoo, like, haven.
That's the reason.
Yeah.
King of Voodoo. Okay.
Yeah, so you got to go to Voodoo Donuts.
So the voodoo starts in B&A,
Yeah.
onto the plane,
Yeah.
into New Orleans.
Yeah.
Nah, I ain't. Yo. I don't know if it's going to carry over and all that, but I'm eating my voodoo before I get there.
I've got it all mapped out. I've got, like, how long it takes to get from
Dude,
the
you
airport to the
are-
hotel, from the hotel to the convention center, from the convention center to your casino that you want to go to.
I mean this in all
I put
a
together a
jokingly
sheet.
way, yes. This is all jokes and not real, people. But if we were going to take a bank, you would be the planner. Dog, this man got
We
down.
were going to take a bank.
Yeah, like you got point such and such mile, 0.6 miles
I
to
got
the
walking
convention center.
and driving.
And drive. That's what
Yeah.
I'm saying. So if we had to get out and run, we would know how far it would be. Like you are on it. But I'm not telling anybody to do it.
Well, I enjoy it.
Yes, you do a great job of it too. So shout out to the Biscoff cookies.
Shout out to Tennessee. 7 scholarship players depleted.
Yes.
Without point guards Zagai Ziegler and forward Igor Milicic. 2 starters out. Vols pound the Gators 64-44. Tennessee avenges their blowout loss in Gainesville with a blowout win over Florida and Knoxville. Tennessee with the suffocating defense. 44 points for the Gators. Fewest Florida has scored all season. The previous low was 70.
It's amazing.
Florida shot 13 of 53 from the floor. That's 24.5%. And 4 of 27 from 3, 14.8%. Everything was contested pretty much. Tennessee outscored Florida 34-14 in the paint. Now, in the previous game, it was crazy how much of a flip this game was. In the previous game, Tennessee shot 12 of 56, 21.4%.
Yep.
So, again, Florida at 24.5%. 4 for 29 from 3 for Tennessee and Gainesville, 13.8%. Florida in this one, 14.8%. Points in the paint in Gainesville, 40-14 Florida. In Knoxville, Tennessee, 34-14. Stat for you, lowest field goal percentage by a top 5 AP team in any game in the last 10 seasons. Number 1, lowest percentage, Tennessee at Florida, 21.4%. Number 2, Florida at Tennessee, 24.5% out of 1,712 games.
That's wild, man.
The two lowest field goal percentage games involving the top 5 team happened this year, same 2 opponents.
And let me go on and say this. So for anybody that called and be like, Slade, did you think they were going to win this game? Nope. I'm going to say that right out front. I thought it was going to take, and man, everybody playing at a phenomenal level, and Florida not being able to get things done like they like to do. Man, that defense, they went out there and locked up. Elijah Martin, 6 points, 2 for 12 for Florida.
Mm-hmm.
Walter Clayton Jr., who just made the Bob Cousy list, only had 10, and I say only had 10 points, 2 for 9, 3 for 13. Like, dog, this was beyond impressive to do it with 7 guys, and then be able to understand where your faults were coming out of that Kentucky game. So Babs, I remember, asked, man, how worried are you guys moving forward as far as where Tennessee is, what they can be? And I was like, man, a lot of the fan base is in panic mode. Yeah. And this is the reason why. Because when you watch this league, and I'm talking about this conference, it's so hard to get a victory on the road, man.
Gosh.
No, you lost to Kentucky, a top 10 team, won against Florida, a top 10 team, and you moved up in the rankings.
From 8 to 4.
Like that's why, man, just settle in.
It's the strength of the conference.
As far as winning the SEC regular season championship, you can go and wash that away. That will belong to Babsy and her bunch.
The wash away toast?
Yeah, put that on the mantle. That's a good one.
Put it on the board.
Yeah, you can put that one on the board for sure. But everybody else, what you're doing, you're playing for seeding.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So
Uh-oh.
Here we go.
I worry.
Here we go. What you worrying about, Babs?
I know. I worry that you're hitting on all cylinders too early. Yo.
Us?
No.
Tennessee? No. Okay, go ahead, and I'm going to tell you why.
But you know what I'm saying.
No, you absolutely.
Like the teams,
this anybody else in the country.
I totally get that.
You're
but
absolutely right.
They just are what they are.
Dude,
You're absolutely right.
too. Like the teams that win a national championship are the ones that start
get hot at the end.
Get
at the
hot
right
and
time.
click at the right time, and then carry
You're
that momentum through
right,
March.
Babs. You're absolutely. The only problem is these boys good for real. Dude, I'm sitting there watching them like, dog, this team really, 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 really is good.
Yeah.
Like every single spot. And the problem is your star player isn't having to carry you. Like he's really sharing the sugar to Baker Mazar. You got so many shooters.
Like
you got a freshman off the bench.
One of the best, definitely one of the best players in the entire country, and he doesn't have to do all of it.
No, and my question that I want to ask Bruce Pearl is, I want to ask Bruce Pearl at some point, dog, when did you know you had a special team? He wouldn't talk about it with this team. But like in the past, when they made that Final Four run and all that, like when Tennessee going to Elite Eight, when did you know, at what point in the season did you know you had a special team? Just to give us some insight on this team, because this team.
Probably about now, right?
This team the truth.
Yeah.
This team is the truth. Like,
you might have known this one in the offseason.
Dude,
yeah.
I can't see them losing 2 games. That's blasphemy. In the conference, they're too good.
That's crazy.
It is.
3HL 104.5 is coming up.
Bruce Pearl's going to go coach at Indiana.
Hey, why would he be a fool to leave?
Coming up later today, Vanderbilt women's basketball star Michaela Blakes at 4:20. Also, Chris Lowe, senior writer for ESPN at 5:20. 3HL, you can watch the show live, YouTube, Facebook Live, Twitter, and Twitch.
Twitch, please.
We'll be right back.
What's happening, y'all? PAI Medical is where you need to head to. WeGrowHair.com. You need to get involved. If you're seeing a little sunroof open up and you're like, nope, I want to shut that, but you can't shut it because you ain't got no hair better shut it. Well, they got an opportunity for you to get it done. All you got to do is call this number, 615-376-6010. You got to understand the number. Let me say it slower, 615-376-6010. 6010. Now, the laser treatments, that's one option. No one else in Tennessee has the Artis robotic FUE procedure, and We Grow Hair's high-density hair transplants. They give you 2 times more hair in one procedure. That's another option. The PRP laser treatments, that's what I slide in there and do. In and out in 45 minutes. They work. Thick and full of hair, boom, right there. It starts to get in. You just got to stick to the therapy. Restore your hair and your confidence. I'm telling you right now, 615-376-6010. Get in there. Go get you a consultation. It will be free. Do it right now. WeGrowHair.com.
.3HL 104.5 The Zone. Brent Doherty, Don Davenport, Ron Slay off and running with the Monday edition. Zeph Dog, executive producer of 3HL.
What's
love
up?
this
Sorry.
song.
I had some electrolyte water before I came in here. I feel all like pumped up and ready.
Tingly.
To go. Yeah.
That's a good feeling.
And I got coffee now.
Are you jacked? This is
About to
like
be.
my fourth coffee today.
Dang.
Oh, yeah. Mama is jacked.
So you muted your husband on text? Is that what happened?
Yeah, it was an accident. He's like, calls me, why are you not responding to me? I'm like, huh?
I don't even know how to do that.
Clearly, I don't either. It was an accident.
Of all the people in your world to mute.
Right.
The irony of it, though, is I'm not going to lie. I kind of like it.
How did you figure out how to unmute it? Did you get Zeph involved? Or
No, so there's like the X over the speaker or whatever. What are you doing? Oh, I thought you were coming to unmute me or something.
Slade's running errands in here.
On text, there's like the X over the speaker, and so I just clicked it, and then it said unmute. So I was like, oh, okay, there we go. So listen.
Avoided.
Here's
your problems.
You know what? Here is your tip for all of you out there. You can just be like, oh, babe, I'm sorry. I accidentally muted you on my phone. I have no idea how that happened. See, you can do it when you're going golfing or out with the boys.
I'm going to try that.
Whatever, I got
and I don't even have a location on my phone, but somehow she probably found it. So I ain't going to try that.
How dare you?
Yeah, right.
Dude, it is so nice outside.
It is. Why don't you open your blinds?
It's like 75 degrees. I don't know. It's maybe too sunny.
No, you saying for your complexion or something?
My complexion.
Oh, man, Slay.
What?
So my fiance and I went
like
to
the light you want the light to hit you.
My complexion.
I'm like, what's
what am I, a model over here?
What's the problem with it? That's what Buck is, according to him.
my fiance and I went to Chattanooga this weekend just because she was sick on our anniversary. So we spent our anniversary trip in Chattanooga this weekend, and it was so nice outside. And
Zeb, you're going to have to tell this story later. Savage, what up? Sit down, man. Listen, what are you doing?
Savage, come sit down.
He can't sit down yet.
Oh,
He can't sit down yet, y'all.
what you got going on, Savage?
There's a situation happening.
There's a situation happening.
What little mama doing here?
Well, hold on.
You said she was going to pull up.
Nah, little mama. This little mama.
Oh.
So there's a situation going on.
This man got a
Here, get into the mic there.
Where everybody has known this for a few days, but there's one particular person that hasn't. And that is Ron Slay. There's been a lot of announcements around this city, this state. And one of those announcements, I got to call a guy in. You mind if I call somebody in?
Call somebody in.
Call somebody.
Slay Dog.
Huh.
Moan Foster.
Hey,
it's Brad Willis. It's Brad Willis, Executive Director of the Tennessee Sports Hall of Fame, Brad Willis.
I knew something was going right. Something right.
Oh, here's balloons.
They wouldn't let me leave. People wouldn't
hop
let me
on
leave.
a mic, Brad.
The whole family is over here. Brad, go to the left of Slay.
That's dope.
Show. No. We'll turn this mic on.
Look at Roo.
Boy, we got a whole studio full of family and friends.
All he knows is that, like, his entire family and Joe's here.
So, hey, boy, y'all something else.
Hey, there's Harder.
So, for anybody listening
Big John
and
Henderson
not watching
in the
on
building.
Zone TV,
Yes, let's let our listening audience know what is going on.
we turned this into a little mini family reunion.
What you got going, Brad Willis?
Well, I've been here before, matter of fact, and it was a year ago that Ron, maybe 2 years ago, that Ron helped me with Big John standing over here with a big smile on his face.
Big John Henderson in the building.
Because as a former Procone Firebird, they were classmates. Yeah. They spent some time together.
That's right.
And we included Ron in that announcement. I'm here today because we got another fun announcement. Here today to tell you, Ron Slay, that our board of directors wants to extend an invitation to you to join the Tennessee Sports Hall of Fame class of 2025.
Slay Dog.
Let's go. I appreciate it, man. Hey, I knew. Guess what, though? Y'all let the cat out the bag. Tyrese texted me and said, congratulations on the Hall of Fame. So guess what I just texted him back and said? No, man, that's Big Joe. You got the wrong number. I don't even know if he's taking it back. So I just went on. I'm like, you got the wrong person. So, hey, man, that's crazy, man. I appreciate it, man. Listen, dog, this is that's major right there, man. Dang, and all the people around me. This is my circle, man. There's a couple people missing, but this is dope. Be a Nashville kid, growing up here, going in Tennessee Sports Hall of Fame. You don't do it for that, but this is it, man. Got some loved ones that I'm taking in with me that ain't here. You know what I mean? Lil Terry, big Santonio Beard, Big Rick, all these people that's with me. We all going in this together, man. So I'm honored. Dang, that's I don't even know what to say. Pretty dope. I ain't lost for words a lot of times, but I
never speechless.
Keep on talking about change of flight. Like, what is he change of flight? Why don't he change of flight for? That's all right, man. I appreciate it, bro.
You know, I told somebody this a couple weeks ago. When you tell the story of sports in the state of Tennessee, you can't tell that story without mentioning Ron Slay. You can't tell that story without mentioning John Henderson. You can't tell that story without mentioning the Deion Grants, the Doug Matthews that we announced earlier. Mm-hmm. You're the fabric of sports, and you were born here. You played high school basketball here. You played the University of Tennessee. You're an SEC Player of the Year. Went on to have a great basketball professional career, and now here you are. You're back in your hometown. You're still, connecting with a fan base that loves you. And I know that the listeners are super excited for you.
No doubt.
And everybody who I've been able to kind of loop in on the secret that Ron Slay is going to the Hall of Fame, they have been elated. So we are excited.
How y'all keep this, man?
Honestly, the biggest challenge for us was how to pull it off, because we knew we wanted Ramon to be the guy that comes in first, and we knew once you saw him, I told Brad, I was like, not only are they brothers, they're best friends, and he's immediately going to be like, dog, why are you here? And I didn't know it.
He got a little mic in his hand, like, what you doing? What's all that for?
We knew once he walked in, we had to hit it right there.
That's all right. That's all right, man.
So what does that mean to you, man? I mean, growing up here and now getting
dope,
the ultimate.
It lets it be known, man, that, the work didn't go, unnoticed. You know what I mean? The impact, I think that's one of the biggest things, man, having the impact, knowing that wherever you start is not necessarily where your journey going to end up. I think that's one of the biggest things, man, that you take from it, regardless of whatever your circumstances are, from not having to having, whatever it is, man, you can't let that really stop whatever your dream is. And matter of fact, just having the impact going forward, man, and all the people that poured into me, man. There's moms, grandmas, man, moms, extended moms, Cindy, Elaine. Like, it's so many to name, dog. Like, it's been plenty of times, man, that, I had a hell of a journey. I'm gonna be real.
Had a hell of a journey.
I had a hell of a journey, man. I'm gonna be honest. Like, it's so much that people don't know, but that was the part of it, though. Being able to get out there in the sports world and kind of show where you can always flourish, between the lines, whether that was in football where Coach Fitzgerald didn't let me get the rock enough because Big Joe was out there getting passes on offense, or basketball, where you got to get out there, and, release everything. You know what I'm saying? So it's dope, man. I always wanted to carry the city on my back. You know what I mean? And I feel like I was able to do that, and I'll continue to do that.
We mentioned John Henderson is here. Big Joe,
Big Ruru, boy, you hell, boy.
Listen,
I'm trying to figure out what he is.
You got anything to say about Slay getting into the Tennessee Sports Hall of Fame? Congratulations for you to get in also, but do you have a story or two from Pearl Cone?
Man, nothing I can remember right now. But,
Man, there go the stories over there. Y'all got the wrong one on the mic, man.
There he is, right?
Him and Big Terry got all the stories, man. I'm telling you.
Well, congratulations, brother. Well deserved.
Appreciate that, Ruru.
Oh,
Boy, you something else.
I know I won't be able to follow up Coach Fitzgerald, so let me get in front of him, because I heard a story about you last week that was legendary. I've heard more about this man, Coach Fitzgerald, and I feel like any coach in the state of Tennessee, period, okay? But you asked how long this has been going on. We were supposed to do it 2 weeks ago? Yeah. 2 weeks ago. So just so you know, we kept the circle small.
Y'all cool for that, boy.
It was a super small circle of some people that was out of town that was supposed to come in town because of the date switching.
Yeah.
It was a lot that went on behind this. Yeah. Absolutely. I'm telling you. This your moment, man. Congratulations.
Appreciate it, man.
You mentioned the state. you carry it from the time you was younger all the way through, all the way to Oak Hill, back here, overseas, back here. You got it tatted on you. You can't mention Nashville without Ron Slay. You can't mention the state without him also, man. I appreciate you for letting us all be a part of this journey, but the man of the hour for sure that saw you and had to grab you by the neck 1 or 2 times. Coach Fitzgerald.
Coach Fitzgerald.
Well, congratulations. We won't tell any bad stories. But,
Coach, did you know that this guy, when you met him, would end up in the Tennessee Sports Hall of Fame?
At least the Talking Hall of Fame. But real quick, when Ron was about 9 or 10 years old, he had played junior pro basketball for us Terry and I, for about at least a couple years. His mother, Lolita, moved him back to Chattanooga, their hometown. And Ron convinced his mother to put him on the bus every weekend on the Greyhound bus. She put him on the bus, 9 or 10 years old. He came, we picked him up from the bus station. He played a couple games on Saturday, spent the night, got back on the bus, went back to Chattanooga. That's who Ron Slay is.
Never quits working. It's still going. I mean, 3HL, you've helped us become one of the best shows in the country, and you've got the sleigh ride we just talked about in Knoxville, the sleigh ride now on the SEC Network, studio analyst, basketball game analyst, and man, you're only starting that part of this journey, so congratulations, brother.
Man, y'all got me, boy. That was a good one right there, boy. I don't know how y'all held that one. That was a good one.
Savage, Mr. Terry want to say something to you.
Big T, what up, baby?
What's up, Ron? Well, the only stories is a bunch of them, but one in particular I just want to say about Ron is he's been a winner all his life. He just, this is not the end of it, but I think Coach Fitzgerald and myself, when we coached them, we won multiple championships. Ron has won on every level he's been on. And that was a testament to me and him bringing him around, So, but he's like a son to me. My son and him were best friends, and to hear him on the radio station, just I'm so proud of him, And it's just a testament to us trying to bring up young men like Ron. And we won. So we're still winning.
Absolutely.
I think 104.5, I listen to y'all all the time, and I laugh at this guy. He talks about Babs all the time. So But anyway, I appreciate Ron that you made this big journey, man, like you have. And
I appreciate y'all.
And we're proud of you. Thank you.
Love it. Thank you, Terry.
Slay Ron.
Ramon, I was telling Brad Willis once I found out, I was like, man, we were joking on Wednesday. We were doing a show in Cool Springs, and we were joking, like, how is Slay not in the Tennessee Sports Hall of Fame? And I knew nothing when I brought that up, but we did like 5 minutes on that, and here we sit. And you should have known something was up when Babs wore her UT orange.
Right?
No, but I looked and she had the blue jeans on. I'm like, damn, that's a good that's an Auburn color right there.
Well,
it's matching.
I don't quite own the right shade of orange, but I figured this was close enough. So, I was waiting for you to be like, oh, you got Tennessee orange today?
Hey, man, that was it, man. That's that's dope. I'm speechless.
It's funny when you get something like this, it's not about you. And I know you understand that. It's about all of the people that are in this room and so many other people. You mentioned Santonio here, but so many other people. It's such a journey that you need others. So people say, like, self-made man. That's never true.
No,
right? Like, you had so many people in your life that helped you along the way to make sure that you stayed the straight and narrow and ended up successful.
Yeah, and the funny thing is, man, like if the camera panned around, you could see all the people I talk about every day on the radio. Like it's like, Will from the Ville in here, you got kids in here. Like this is who it is, man, and I'll continue to be like that because I can't be nothing but transparent. You know what I'm saying? And it ain't sugar coated. You always gonna get the raw, whether it get me in trouble or or not. That's all I can be, unfiltered. A little bit more unfiltered.
Do we need Will from the Ville to have like 5 minutes?
Oh, Will from the Ville got some stories. They go back to AAU right there.
He don't want to get in trouble. Yeah. I want to say this, too, because you talk about all these people that poured into you growing up, too, and are a big part of your success. And I know Chris, your wife, who has been there for many of the steps along the way. But I also want to point out what you do now to help those that maybe possibly will be in your shoes one day or have a chance. Like, I think a lot of people don't know all the things that you do in schools, in local basketball programs, all the time you give. I mean, shoot, I asked you to go spend some time with my stepson's basketball team. You were like, yep, let's go, you know? And so that's the other thing that you don't ever talk about. But I'm like, where were you today? Oh, I went and spoke to these kids, or I went and did this. And so it's Hall of Famer in certainly more ways than one. And I know that all this community and the kids appreciate what you do to give back to on top of it.
No doubt.
Yep.
Yeah,
we love you, Slay.
Thank you, man. Thank you. Yeah, a lot of times I want to say no, but nobody said no to me. So, you know what I'm saying? Even when I don't want to go, I get drugged into it. Marcus is another one that'll drag me in. Come on, man, you got to do this. You know what I'm saying? I just need the mental part. So, I mean, it's part of it. And I never had anyone tell me no. And I think a lot of times, man, kids growing up that didn't have, a lot of times you kind of scared to ask or embarrassed to ask. It's always good to have a group around you that, you know, man, you don't even have to ask. You know, they always got a hand out, you know, but it's also up to you to reach your hand to receive it to be pulled up. So, man, I thank everybody in this room, man, and the many others that's out there. So this is pretty dope, man. It's pretty dope.
Dope, man. Dope, man.
Yeah, that's me. That's what I appreciate it, Brad, man. Brad,
I know, right?
You feel me? Put this on my necklace or something, man.
What did Brad give you over there?
He gave me, what is this, a coin?
Yeah, so I started a few years ago. I wanted to make sure that when I came around and did some surprises, I had something tangible to give to people.
That's dope.
And so that coin right there commemorates the fact that the other side says inductee, and you can't buy that in stores. So, but, you know, we're just super excited. The fact that for the longest that this kind of planning kind of took, he only got one text that maybe came close to tipping him off. Is actually really good.
That's
really
amazing,
good.
Yeah.
I'm trying to see did he even text back. What would he have said if he texted back?
Well, people can't see at home, but his phone is absolutely melting at this point. Like it has gone nonstop. But
it is.
It's our 60th class this year, which is crazy to think about. We started in 1966. It's our 60th class. It's going to be an expanded class. It's a bigger class than normal because we want to do it up big.
Yeah.
And so it's July 19th. Hopefully you don't already have a cruise
I'll see if I got something. I'll see if I'm available. You know what I mean?
And we're gonna have a great group when it's all said and done that we want to get together and celebrate. And you've been there, you've been a part of it, you've seen it. When Joe went in, we try to do it up right.
Yes,
so we're looking forward to it and really excited that you're part of this great group.
Brad, I appreciate it, man. Thank you to you and the committee, man. I got one request though, man. I'm gonna probably need like a little back corner. Like Big Joe had about 4 tables. I'm gonna need a little bit more. I'm bringing him in a lot more with me.
We'll figure it out. We got the big room. We got the big room this year.
That's all I'm at. Put it in Bridgestone, baby. Let's do it.
Congratulations.
Messages coming through our thread. Blair Durham writes, Slay Dog, congrats, well deserved.
Appreciate that, bro.
Does this mean I'm going to have to pay you more to be in a commercial?
You had the opportunity to get me. Yesterday's praise ain't today's, baby.
Hey, Coach Fisher, I just had one question since we got you here, and it's his moment, so let's make it about him. Was he as cold at football as he said he was? Coach Fisher, for y'all that can't see, rolled his eyes. Coach Fisher,
I was on my way, son. I'm telling you.
Yeah, he was on his way, but I'm going to put this in perspective. Think about what future would have been. He tried to talk John Henderson out of playing football. So I'm just going to leave it there.
Baby Shark. They used to call it Baby
Listen, man, I'm telling y'all, I've told this story a million times, man. Me and John had a plan. You hear me? We walking in there, man. It's time for us to step away, big dog. We gonna focus. It's a nice little package deal. Got a power forward. Got Baby Shaq. It's a nice little center combo. Man, we can walk away from this, big dog. You ready? He was like, yeah, let's go, man. I went in that office with Coach Fitzgerald. Man, it probably lasted 15 seconds. He was like, that's what you gonna do? He was like, yeah, send John in here. I sent Joe in there, man. I'm in the hallway for about 30 minutes. Like, damn, Joe ain't he came out yet, man. What? This ain't the plan. He get back in the car and tell me, man, I think I'm going to go on and play. I said, no, man, you left me out here hanging, man.
It worked out well for him.
Yeah, I'm going to walk back in there. Hey, Coach, I'm Big Mom, my bad, man. I want to play.
So Coach Fitzgerald knew you was a basketball player.
Man, he figured it out.
He didn't talk you out of it. He didn't talk you out of it.
Smart man.
Coach, he talks all the time about how he led the state in receiving for 3 weeks.
3 weeks, baby.
That's true.
See, you heard that?
Said that's true.
True, man. Hey.
3 weeks only.
3 weeks only.
Yeah, then he wanted to excel. Santonio wanted to excel. Like, there wasn't no more room for me.
He didn't like getting hit, though, right?
No,
he wanted to be
brothers.
the one.
You can thank the Mandela brothers for
Yep.
that.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Father Ryan.
Father Ryan, no question.
All right, we got to take a break. The party will continue. Congrats to Ron Slay, Tennessee Sports Hall of Fame. We'll be right back. 3HL 104.5 The Zone. The big news of the day, Ron Slay into the Tennessee Sports Hall of Fame. Brad Willis, he's the man over at the Tennessee Sports Hall of Fame. He used to be the program director here at 104.5 The Zone, so we all know each other very, very well. And
hired me.
Yep.
Hired Dawn. Right. Somebody tried to give me credit the other day for hiring her. I was like, well, I'll take it. But.
I was going to say, you better.
Well, the fact is, there were a lot of us that were really pushing for Dawn. We liked Dawn. We were excited.
And then I got here, and you were like, God, she's a pain in my butt sometimes.
Everybody could have counted as that.
So, Brad, you move into the position with the Tennessee Sports Hall of Fame, and you immediately, I'm sure, started thinking about and looking at all of the people that are in and all of the people that should be in.
Yes.
And that's got to be a very arduous task because it involves a lot of people trying to get the next people in, because there are a ton of people, obviously, that should be in right now and
Absolutely.
will eventually. But it's got to be a challenging process.
Well, you're right. Back in 2020, one of the first things we did was look at who was in the hall and then start looking at obvious misses, right? And some people in 2020 just hadn't been out of the game long enough. I mean, part of it is we're governed by our own set of rules. And the rules at the time were no more than 12 inductees. You have to be retired from your sport for 3 years. Somebody's got to nominate you, all those kinds of things. So there are some people who aren't in, and I've seen this happen a bunch of times, where when they finally get in, people go, well, how is that person not in? They're such a no-brainer. And a lot of times I think people think of somebody like that, and they're like, well, they're clearly already in, right? I mean, there's no need to nominate so-and-so. They're already in the Hall of Fame. And then they find out they're not, and then it's like, oh, wow, let's have that conversation.
That's why we were talking on air Wednesday about Doug Matthews getting in. I'm like, how is Slay not in? And I'm like,
it's crazy.
He in.
Yeah. So
Dude, I'm gonna tell you what too, Brad. When I saw Deion Grant was going in, in my mind, I was thinking like, damn boy, I love to go in with my boy, man. That's a special dude right there. I don't know if people really understand how special Deion Grant is. Man, that's so deserving. Man, that's Tennessee football. Like, you hear about the Al Wilsons and Big John and Albert Haynesworth and them, but him on that back end. Man, that defense ain't that defense without him.
It's funny because everybody talks about Al, and Al was such a vocal leader, and there wasn't 1 second, like you talk to anybody on that team, there wasn't 1 second you weren't giving your all, because that's all he did, and you would have to answer to him. But from talking to people from behind the scenes, Deion Grant was the same way. He was just on a little more of a quiet level and lead by example guy. But you mentioned Deion Grant. I think everyone listening that's a Tennessee fan remembers the interception against Florida. And I was sitting in Neyland Stadium toward the back of the lower bowl, and when that pass was thrown, I thought it was a touchdown.
I did.
I didn't think there was any way he could get over there, and man, he did, and turned it up the field. And just an incredible player, great pro, and I'm glad you get to go in with him.
No, that's dope. Yeah. I remember I was standing, we were in the student section, me and Isaiah Victor, we both turned to each other. As soon as he got it, he didn't even come down yet. We both turned to each other, it was like, first round. Yeah. There's no ifs, ands, or buts. Now, he stamped himself, so, yeah, that's pretty dope, man, Brad. I appreciate this, dog. Like, this. I'm real speechless.
It's a lot. It's easier too when like with Slay, like he's in a studio and he's on camera, and he's, like a lot of people here local. So like Deion was a different challenge for us because Deion's in Georgia, and so it was like, how are we going to get Deion, do something fun with him? So I called him. And I told him that I was trying to organize a podcast with Coach Fulmer and his former players talking about the national championship season. And so he was like, he called Coach Fulmer and he's like, is this legit? And Philip Fulmer went to bat for me. He's like, yeah, this is legit. And so we get on a Zoom with Coach Fulmer and Deion. And Deion's sitting there. He's like ready to talk about, the 98 season. And then we're like, yeah, we ain't doing that. Like, we're here to talk about you. So cool. all the surprises that we've tried to do have been fun, and anytime that I can be up here, part of this radio station, is always fun. We did something for Coach Matthews a couple weeks ago, and so we've been eyeballing Slay for a few weeks, trying to figure out how we can make that puzzle come together. You guys are going to Radio Row, and like Ramon had been at the Senior Bowl, and we were like, we're never going to get this done, but we're super excited.
Man, I'm too
happy
down
for you.
I'm too out, man.
Slay, because this hasn't changed. Like you, like we all three talk about this all the time. We come here to win every day. Every day, you come here to win. What instilled that into you as a kid, that drive to succeed and to get on a Greyhound bus and to do any and everything you could to maximize what your abilities are and what your level is.
This is like the boom boom room.
This is kind of like the boom boom room. I guess lock the door. That is. I had to give my mom credit, man. My mom credit, my grandmom credit, my grandfather, and then all the people that you see come along, Coach Fitzgerald, Big Terry, all these people, TC. It's so many different people that that's what I was around. You know what I'm saying? And I wasn't always the guy that was the most talented, the most athletic. Like, you could look in them circles and be like, man, who is dude? He's tall, skinny, rangy, but it ain't no coordination in what he got going on, So
I'm going to outwork this guy.
Yeah, that was it. That was it. And then being able to, like, when I used to come up here and then in the summer be over at Tennessee State University and my mom would be coaching, I would go over there and you have the guys like Anthony Mason, being around guys. That's why I was talking about when we had the women's game coming up. Like, people don't understand how much that is to be able to reach out and touch somebody and then they go pro. Like, you automatically in your mind think that, damn, I can make it. You know what I'm saying? So being able to be around Anthony Mason, that was my first babysitter. You know what I'm saying? Like, and then he go to the Knicks. It's like I'm putting all this together. Carlos Rogers, all these guys, and then watching Ronnie McMahon, all these guys, man, that you're able to see, it made a difference. It made a big difference. I couldn't. And then the other thing is I didn't even want to go without. Like, and then that was my place to release. You know what I'm saying? Anything I'm the oldest of 13. Anything that we were coming from or didn't have at home, or maybe you got the busted shoes, you know what I'm saying? Your jeans got the holes in them, whatever it was. Like, I've been through all that. I had the Force that, the shoes, the Nike Force that was on the tongue, my elf was gone. It was just Coach Fitzgerald joking about it all the time. He was like, here come Slay with them horses on. I'm like, yeah. But the thing was, when I got an opportunity to get on the court, I'm going to still have them same shoes on, and I dare you to make fun. Then it's really on. So that would be my release. And, man, I was like, dang, that's pretty cool. You know what I mean? So, yeah. One of more joking in.
Well, there was always adversity too to fight through. So, what was basketball kind of an escape?
Yeah, absolutely.
Because you shared a lot that Babs and I didn't know when we had Tank Bigsby on.
Yep.
Yeah.
From Radio Road, SEC Media Days, and he had been through some situations where he was in the projects and got booted out of the apartment and all
nowhere
these things.
to go.
Yeah, all of that played a factor, man. Like, it was plenty of times that the Boys and Girls Club was our home. You know what I'm saying? And I mean, not as a home as you go there after school or, no, you ain't got nowhere to go lay down at night. So we all crowded up right here, jump up, take a shower, get ready to go to the school bus and get out of there before all the other kids come and understand that we've been staying there, or in the van. You know what I'm saying? Like, my mom was, she a true testament of the will to, like what you said, never quit. I remember a quick story. We were in the Boys and Girls Club van, and I guess we had just got put out, and I didn't know. I was a little younger at that time, but we was riding around, and we had pulled over to a parking lot, a little grocery store parking lot, might have been Kroger or something, and we was sleeping in the van, and when we stopped, I woke up, you know what I mean, and I was like, man, what we doing? And my mama woke up and was like, oh, we ain't doing nothing, and started the van back up and kept circling, I guess, until we all went back to sleep, but that was it, you know what I mean? Like, you don't know what you don't know at that time either. You know what I'm saying? So my thing was, hey man, this is life. Like, it's part of it. But you couldn't let that stop you. So plenty of adversity though, man.
Well, you did a great job in the boom boom room, Zeph. Zeph, let's Slay Dog out of the boom boom room.
Let him out.
In my own room.
Congratulations, Slay.
Yeah,
We're going to go downstairs, take a bunch of pictures real quick during this break, and
appreciate it, Brad.
We'll be right back. There might be a surprise or two as we go through the show today. So, stay tuned. Stay tuned.
Y'all know him.
Like, stay tuned. He doesn't like it. He doesn't like haunted houses and surprises. And so, we're going to the Voodoo City tomorrow night, and we surprised the hell out of him today. There he is. He's Ron Slay, Tennessee Sports Hall of Famer.
Good afternoon. It is 3 o'clock. I'm Joseph Bonanno live from the 1045 The Zone Studios. It's 4 o'clock, not 3 o'clock. In breaking news, former Tennessee Volunteer and SEC Player of the Year, Ron Slay, has been inducted into the Tennessee Sports Hall of Fame, as heard live right here on 1045 The Zone. In NFL news, former first overall pick and Cleveland Browns star pass rusher Myles Garrett requested a trade out of Cleveland today. Garrett, who is 29 years old, put out in a statement that while he's loved calling Cleveland his home, his desire to win and compete on the biggest stages won't allow him to be complacent. The goal was never to go from Cleveland to Canton. It has always been to compete for and win a Super Bowl. Browns GM Andrew Berry has been adamant that the team will not trade Myles Garrett, and that stance has not changed amid his trade request. Also, the Texans are hiring Rams tight ends coach and pass game coordinator Nick Caley as their new offensive coordinator, as C.J. Stroud and the Houston offense get a new play caller. In college hoops news, following a 20-point win over number 5 Florida, Tennessee has moved back inside the top 5, up to number 4 in this week's AP poll. The Vols' next opponent, Missouri, moved up from number 15 after a 27-point win over Mississippi State. Tennessee and the Tigers play on Wednesday. Vanderbilt dropped out of the poll after a 30-point loss to Oklahoma after being ranked number 24. For all your foundation repair and waterproofing needs, you need to visit USSTN.com. Breaking news at once on your home for the Titans and Balls. This is 1045 The Zone.
Yo, what up, 3HL 1045 The Zone. Brent Doherty with you on a beautiful day in the Music City. Ron Slay into the Tennessee Sports Hall of Fame. Zeph Dog, I just ran up the stairs.
A little out of breath there, aren't you?
I am definitely out of breath. While Slay's not in here, we will tell you, keep tuning in. We may have some special guests that have come across Slay's life at one point or another that may be calling in. I'm out of breath, Babsy.
We're both out of breath. Happy Monday to ya.
There were 20 people in the studio for that announcement.
I know, and it got real hot in this studio.
If you want to watch the show live, YouTube, Facebook Live, Twitter, and Twitch.
Twitch, please.
Lots of congratulations.
Yes.
For Ron Slay. Again, Vanderbilt women's basketball star Michaela Blakes scheduled to join us at 4:20. Chris Lowe will have some stories about Ron Slay at 5:20.
And maybe some special guests here and there. We'll see.
How funny is it that we mentioned it on Wednesday? Why is Slay not in the Tennessee Sports Hall of Fame? And we didn't know. Like, we literally did not know when we said that. Or at least I did. I don't know when you knew, but because you're the one that told me.
I did tell you. Because I was like, we need to schedule our show accordingly.
Yeah, so with some help, there should be some special guests that randomly call in. So just so you know, Zeph, hotline is activated.
Yes.
615-737-1045. We were talking about Tennessee. By the way, Slay will be back up in a minute. He's taking pictures with all his family and friends down there, celebrating accordingly.
Yes.
But we were talking about Tennessee.
Poor guy, he has to take like a million pictures. You know, he's like, and his sandwich just sitting right there. Because he had no idea.
He had no idea.
He never gets to finish his lunch.
Never.
I actually thought about that when I saw the sandwich. I was like, that's going to be in all the videos and pictures that Potbelly sandwich.
Free advertising for Potbelly.
Chaz Lanier, 19 points, 5 rebounds. He had 6 threes. They need him to hit for Tennessee to be at their best. Jordan Gainey, 16 points, 4 rebounds, 4 assists. He played 37 minutes at point guard. He was absolutely huge. We'll get Slay's take on that. Was talking with him over the weekend about Gainey and about Meshack was a defensive. Look, Zakai Ziegler National Defensive Player of the Year, right? Mm-hmm. Meshack may be that this year. And Slay said it in the offseason. Mm-hmm. But that guy, as good as he is defensively, one of the best defensive players in the country, was at his best against Florida. I mean, his hands were everywhere.
The play where he went off his man and baited a pass back outside, and he jumped it, tipped it up, out of bounds, threw it, and they ran the court, three-fourths of the court without the ball touching the ground. Like, that play was just beautiful, and it all started with Jemai Meshack being an absolute pest on the defensive end.
That's exactly what I wrote on my sheet. Meshack was an absolute pest on defense. That's what I wrote on my sheet.
Word for word?
Yeah.
Pest?
Yeah. Meshack was an absolute pest on defense.
I promise I didn't read his notes before this.
How about that?
Who talks like that? Both of you came up with the same absolute pest? That's just weird.
What do you mean it's weird?
I mean, do y'all talk like that listening to us right now? Do you say, oh, he's an absolute pest?
That's how you just...
absolute pest. You absolutely put that.
That's how you describe him. There's no other way to describe Jemai Meshack on defense.
I mean, yes, I agree, but I don't know, a menace. I mean,
that'll be next game. We'll use that word next game.
I don't know. Absolute pest is just a very weird combo.
I also wrote this. He also contributed on offense: 8 points, 8 rebounds, 5 assists. Akpara, 10 points, 8 boards. Tennessee 18-4. They host number 20 Missouri Wednesday at 6 o'clock. Where is Missouri ranked now?
Jumped up 5 spots after a 27-point win over Mississippi State.
In Starkville.
Yep.
That's not easy.
Yep. Up to number 15.
Then at Oklahoma, and then they play at Kentucky. Vanderbilt lost by 30 at Oklahoma, 97-67. Commodores led. This is crazy. Basketball's crazy.
This is why it's hard to bet it.
Yes, and I don't know how basketball coaches do it with the range of emotion. They all look at me like I'm crazy. But, like, football moves at a slower pace, typically speaking. Mm-hmm. Basketball, man, Vandy led 36-24 with 4 minutes to go in the first half and lost by 30. They led by 12 with 4 minutes to go in the first half and lost by 30.
Crazy.
In the last 8:20 of the game, Oklahoma outscored Vandy 30-10. Commodores have lost 3 straight road games. Like, they're unbeatable at Memorial, but they've lost 3 straight on the road.
I feel like that's how a lot of SEC teams are this year.
A lot of them are. Yeah. You get a road win, that's something. That's why we're talking about Missouri winning at Mississippi State. That's
Arkansas at Kentucky this weekend.
I can't wait to talk Slade all about that. That is on the list. So the Commodores play tomorrow at number 5. Florida then host Texas on Saturday, and number 1 Auburn next Tuesday, Babsy.
War Eagle.
You need to be there for that one. Then they play
next Tuesday.
Next Tuesday.
Tuesday.
That could be the day that Slade gets Hadley.
18th.
This is Vandy's schedule. Then they play at number 4 Tennessee. Then they play at Kentucky. Ole Miss, ranked. Mm-hmm. At number 13. They were number 13, Texas A&M. All that coming up. How about Coach Cal taking down Kentucky in Rupp Arena? Arkansas was 1-6 in the SEC going into that game. And they go into Rupp Arena and take down number 12 Kentucky, 89-79. Man, they've won 2 in a row. They've needed it. At 3HL1045 on Twitter. You can watch the show live, YouTube, Facebook Live, Twitter, and Twitch.
Twitch, please.
Nathan writes, congrats, Slay, in all caps. Hall of Fame, ain't got no roof.
Truth.
Vandyman AD, yeah, when you score 27 points and a half, that can be an issue. That is true.
That is accurate.
Richie Gainey took control of the team. Stellar performance. He really did. He was in complete control offensively.
We need to get Meshack in the boom boom room.
You were saying that or somebody else?
Somebody said David on the chat.
Oh, yeah.
Do you think the Titans will try and pick up Myles Garrett?
Oh, there you go.
That has been a popular topic of conversation for the last few hours.
Browns defensive lineman Myles Garrett has requested a trade, at least 14 sacks in 4 straight seasons. Just crazy production. The potential deal outlined by Spot Track, 4 years, $137 million. Wow.
Hey, if the NBA has told us anything this weekend, anything is possible when it comes to trades.
Truth.
Because who would have thought that Saturday night that a player who was deemed untouchable like a week ago would get traded for, no offense, Anthony Davis, but a bag of chips.
No offense, but
they may not be done. They're talking about Dallas now moving AD for Jimmy Butler.
That would be interesting.
Who's been suspended 3 times by the Heat this season.
Yeah, because he doesn't want to be there anymore.
He walked out of practice this last time, and they were like, okay, we're done.
Well, did you guys see Dalton Connect was almost in on that Mavs-Lakers deal?
Yeah.
But then the Lakers talked the Mavericks out of it, and then the Mavericks were like, yeah, we'll still go along with it. Ridiculous.
So the Lakers wanted to make sure they kept Dalton Connect, who's going to play in the futures game coming up. Man, it is hot in here, Babs. You are right about that.
That's because we just had 40 people in here.
Also, I was trying to keep. I usually open the shade that's beside me, that gives us the view of Division Street, and get some natural light in here. And I kept it down because I knew cameras were coming in here. And Slay was like, "Yoral, raise your shade." I was like,
"Why don't you have the shade up?"
He notices everything. Everything.
He also left his phone in here. And the whole table has been vibrating nonstop with text for the last 20 minutes.
If you're on hold, I know several people want to say congrats to Slay. The reason why we haven't taken your calls, we'd rather have him in here to hear that.
Right.
So stay there, stay tuned, and we'll have more 3HL again. You can watch the show YouTube, Facebook Live, Twitter, and Twitch.
Twitch, please.
F&M Bank Chat is open. When we come back, we'll chat with Michaela Blakes, Vanderbilt women's basketball star. 3HL 104.5 The Zone.
Isn't that the truth? Congrats to our guy, Slay. All right, if you have a home, you know that sometimes it's time to upgrade things in your home, like maybe your windows and your doors. It was time for us in our rental property and our house, and I chose Pella Windows and Doors of Nashville. I've loved the experience and would love to recommend them to you. I've actually recommended them to a ton of people in my neighborhood, and they love them too. So Pella Windows and Doors of Nashville, if you need windows and doors, and you might be surprised to learn how affordable replacement windows can be from Pella. Affordable and the best quality out there. Pella was voted #1 by Nashville homeowners as the leading window brand in Nashville. That is based on the Sitting 2022 survey of leading window brands among homeowners. And on top of that, they always have the staff in place to take care of you. I can attest to that. I love a good deal. They want to give you a good deal. You all love good deals. Ask for the Dawn deal, 50% off qualifying installations, and no money down, no interest, no payments for 12 full months. That's Pella Windows and Doors of Nashville, 615-249-1910. Schedule a free consultation online, PellaNashville.com.
I want to tell you about my friends at Gupton Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram. That's where you go to get the next new vehicle and the right vehicle for you. All you need to do is tell Daniel Gupton and his crew what you're looking for, and they will send you in the right direction. You take your test drive, you go inside, they will help make the numbers work, and it'll be that easy. New or pre-owned vehicles, whatever you're looking for, they've got you covered. Jeeps, Ram trucks, everything you can think of, they will be able to help you out. They have a tremendous selection of pre-owned vehicles, and you can see all of the inventory, new and pre-owned, online. GuptonMotors.com is the website. All of the inventory is there, all of the deals they have going on in February right there online, GuptonMotors.com. Some of the deals they have going on: select 2024 Jeep Gladiators up to 25% off MSRP, $500 off every pre-owned vehicle with dealer-arranged financing, 2024 Jeep Wrangler 4xe, 0% for 72 months, Ram 3500, 4500, 5500, in stock, upfitted, ready for all of your commercial needs. Gupton Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram, 3450 Tom Austin Highway, just 30 minutes from downtown Nashville. That's Gupton Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram.
I love living in Middle Tennessee. We've got great restaurants, entertainment, sports, and one of the nation's top Ford dealers right here in our backyard. Two Rivers Ford. Remember that name. Two Rivers has been a staple in our community since 1983. They're locally owned. They have a non-commissioned sales team, and they sell below MSRP. They've been doing business with integrity for decades. Two Rivers Ford, the South's most trusted Ford dealer.
$3HL 104.5 The Zone, Britt Doherty, Don Davenport, Ron Slay. The announcement came about an hour ago that Ron Slay is going to be inducted into the Tennessee Sports Hall of Fame. We're going to get to Michaela Blakes, freshman superstar over at Vanderbilt, scored 53 the other day in Gainesville. But first, we got a special guest that wants to say hello to Slay Dog. Slay, Chris Ferguson on hold.
Ferg Mania!
How you doing, Clay, man?
What's up, Ferg, man? My guy.
Congratulations. I am so proud of you, and I love you like a brother. You know that.
Yes, sir. I appreciate it, Ferg, man. This is my guy right here, y'all.
So Chris Ferguson, former assistant at Tennessee, instrumental in recruiting Slay Dog to the Vols. How difficult was it to convince Slay to wear orange, Chris Ferguson?
Oh, we don't have enough time for that, but from Pearl Cone, I remember the first time I called Coach Fitz about Slay, and he said, well, we need to get him to Oak Hill Academy. And I talked to Steve Smith, the coach at Oak Hill, and he was like, you think Ron going to like it up here? It's kind of small. I was like, how small is it? He said, we don't even have a red light.
Oh boy,
that's right. Yep.
From Nashville, the bright lights of Nashville to Mount of Wilson, Virginia.
That was it.
Yep. And every time I called him, I had to call to Coach Yerrick Stoneman, who lived with him in the house or the dorm, whatever it was.
That's it. Yep.
I think Coach Stoneman is the coach there now.
He's the head coach now. He sure is. Yep. Wow.
Yep.
That's
but
great.
You know what? People don't realize. I call him Slay Mania because he's just a Pied Piper. Everybody loves Ron. And he's always been a talker, a trash talker. And but he's a great leader. People don't realize that. I remember his freshman year when he got to UT. I guess he still is a Dallas Cowboy fan.
That was early. Titans now.
Oh, that was early.
Yeah, Titans now.
I remember his freshman year. We were playing Florida. We were like 5th or 6th ranked in the country. They were like 12th. And that particular day, we had a shoot-around, and Ron came into the meeting room with a hat on. And Coach Green was like, Ron, you know we don't wear hats and earrings when you come in this room. And Ron said, Coach Landry passed away today. And Ron had a Dallas, Tom Landry he always wore that hat when he coached.
Yep.
And Ron had that hat on, a hat just like Tom Landry. And he said, Coach Green, I got to wear this hat because I got to stay focused. So Coach Green let him wear the hat. And that night we played Florida. And it was up and down, pretty tight game. And they went on like an 8-0 run, went up 8 in the second half. And Coach Green called the timeout, and one of the managers went running back into the locker room. And Ron had left that hat in there. I guess Ron told him to go get the hat. Yep. So Coach Green was sitting there talking to the entire team, and Ron got that hat and he threw it in the middle of the huddle, right in front of Coach Green. Yep. And everybody looked up at Ron and said, "We're not focused. We got to get focused. This is for Tom Landry."
Yep, no lie. We took that hat on every road trip after that.
Every road trip from then on, we took that hat.
Yep.
And we ended up beating Florida, I think, in overtime.
Double overtime, so did.
We've never heard that story before. No. That is incredible.
That's awesome.
Yep.
Man.
And then, it was he's such a leader. And sophomore year, of course, he was team MVP and all conference. And one of the hardest moments of my life in coaching was his junior year when he tore his ACL. Just about midway through the season, wasn't it, Ron?
Uh-huh. Yep.
14 games in. Yep.
Yeah, and then they after the game they said he tore his ACL. I bawled like a baby because I knew how much that meant to Ron. But again, being a leader and he always liked adversity. He always came out smelling like a rose. He worked hard doing that all season in rehab with Chad Newman, our trainer, and came back for it in senior year. That he was SEC Player of the Year, All-American. I was so proud of him, and still am.
Ferg, we appreciate you calling in to help celebrate Slay today. One thing on the way out, man, how crazy was that group, like, on the road? Because we've heard stories, but from a coaching perspective, with him and Vince and Isaiah Victor and Tony Harris, all those guys, how crazy was that?
Well, it was like the Beatles when we traveled, because that was maybe the most talented team from 1 to 13 that Tennessee's had. They've had some good teams, but from 1 to 13, we had players everybody could play. Mm-hmm. And it wasn't easy. I can remember we went to New York quickly, and we were playing Virginia one night, and then we went to play Syracuse like 2 nights later. So we just made a trip out of for the whole week. And our guys had never been to really Manhattan, and I found out this after the fact actually. We didn't play too well against Virginia in it's where the Nets played. Anyway, they beat us by like 13 or 14. And we played sluggish, and after the game, one of the managers said, "I think our guys went out in Manhattan. After y'all checked curfew, they left the room and went out to Manhattan and partied all night."
We've heard this.
Just stayed out all night. I was like, "What?"
You can say party too. It's a cool verb.
Okay.
We've heard a lot about that.
But this is the first time it's been said on air.
Well, yeah. Chris Lowe likes to
Ron,
No. Believe me, Ferg, I'm an open book. No,
Chris Lowe loves to bring up that New York trip every so often.
Oh, that's so
So
good.
after that game, we ended up having managers stay out in the hallway in the hotel all night long to make sure guys wouldn't leave. And the next game, we played Syracuse, and that may have been Ron had a lot of great games at Tennessee, but I don't know if he had a greater one than that.
Yeah,
they played a 2-3 zone, and Coach Green said, "You know what? That center stays underneath the rim. He never comes out. Let's just put Ron in the middle of the zone because it was spread out, and let Ron go to work."
Boom,
and I think Ron had about 30 points and 15 rebounds, and they still hadn't stopped him in that zone.
You ain't lying, Ferg.
Ferg, thanks for calling in, man. It's good to hear your voice, and we appreciate you.
Appreciate you guys.
Appreciate that, Ferg. Love you, man.
Love you too, Slaymania.
Slaymania. I told you there was going to be surprises.
Nah, that's a good one right there. That's my guy right there, Ferg Mania, boy.
He was one of the best recruiters in the country and had a big hand in putting that roster together that he just talked about, maybe the best of all time.
No, can sell a castle in the sky. I'm talking about
sand in the desert.
Oh my gosh, man, Ferg get it done.
Could he sell Michaela Blakes to Vanderbilt? Probably.
Oh, I guarantee.
Speaking of big games,
superstar freshman Michaela Blakes joins us now. Michaela, what's up? How are you?
I'm good. How are you guys?
We are doing well. Freshman from Somerset, New Jersey. Let's start with recruiting. McDonald's All-American, 5-star player. How did you choose Vanderbilt? How did it come to Vanderbilt?
I feel like it was the best fit athletically and just the family-wise, and then also academically, because the basketball was going to stop bouncing after a certain amount of time, so I wanted a good education to rely back on.
53. at Florida? I know you've been asked a lot about it. I've seen a lot of interviews that you've done about it. You're probably tired of talking about it because you need to move forward. But seriously, like, as an athlete, like pregame, were you hitting? Like, did you know that you were about to explode?
I had no clue. I'm not going to lie to you. During the shoot-around, I just wanted to get extra shots up because I felt like at away games, I don't really get to feel the gym beforehand. But at Florida, I did. I got a lot of shots up after that, and I mean, I guess maybe that's why I was hitting.
So everybody, like, you know, elite athletes talk about sometimes where you're just in the zone. You know, like you almost black out. I mean, was it that kind of a game for you? Have you ever felt that before? And were you in the zone? What do you think?
I think I was super in the zone.
Yeah.
I can't really remember multiple parts of the game, if I'm being honest, but I just knew that I had to take over the game, especially since some of my teammates who normally would be in at the end of the game weren't in the game. So I just definitely had to pull something out for the win.
You feel that as an athlete sometimes, don't you, Slay? Where like,
absolutely,
you know, you just have to give it to me.
It's that time, man. I want to know, before we put you in the boom boom room, Michaela, like what was Coach Ralph? Because she's been on teams as a player with phenomenal players that get it going like that. What was something that she was saying to you in the huddle, like, Michaela, don't you pass the ball, or what?
No, she knew I was getting a little tired, but she was like, come on, you got to push through. Like, we need you, and you're doing really well right now. And my teammates gave me a lot of confidence as well that I had to push through, which I did. I was very tired, but just happy I pushed through for them and got the win.
No question. So, Michaela, we have something here called the Boom Boom Room, and when I put you in there, if you accept going in the Boom Boom Room, the door is locked behind us. We just two athletes in there just rapping, having a good conversation. I guess if everybody's listening, they can hear, but not necessarily in the Boom Boom Room. The only way you can get out is if you answer all the questions that I ask you truthfully to the best of your ability. Do you agree to these terms?
I do. I agree.
Zeph, lock the door.
Yes.
Or woman, in this case.
Oh, woman.
Yes.
Athlete.
Yes.
Okay, Michaela Blakes running into the Boom Boom Room. The door is locked. First question, Michaela, you got a nickname that you go by with the team or at home?
I go by Mick a lot.
Okay, Mick. I like that. All right, Mick. So first and foremost, Mick, give me something at home that you miss. If you could have a teleport and you could get it here, and whether it be food, a stuffed animal, a car, a friend, if it was somebody you could teleport or something you could teleport here and have it for a week, what would it be?
It would definitely be my car. I miss it.
What kind of car?
Are freshmen not allowed to have cars at Vanderbilt?
Not here. Yeah. So I wasn't able to bring it.
Wow,
breaking news.
I get your Uber points up, Mick. That's what that is. What kind of car, Mick?
It's a BMW X3.
Okay, all right.
Slay, did you have a car in Tennessee?
Statute of limitations.
Slay, did you have a legal car at Tennessee?
Mick is in the boom boom room, not me. Mick, let me ask you this.
Snuck on in.
As far as your game, like who groomed you in your game? Was it your brother? Was it Jalen? Was it your father? Like who was it?
I would say it's a mixture of both of them. They both taught me different things, but for sure, definitely my brother and my father.
One thing that you could go back and point to and say, yep, I hated doing that when I was working out with them, but I can see it paying off now.
Definitely the one-on-ones with my brother, just because they got so heated and like we wouldn't talk to each other afterwards. We'd have to be put in separate rooms, but it definitely helped me become who I am today. I'd say that.
What's the age difference between you and your brother?
It's about 2.5 years.
Okay, all right.
See, that's the perfect age, too.
He's a big brother right there.
Wait, he's older, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
There you go.
Okay.
All right, Mick. So tell me, what were your thoughts the same weekend you and your brother had back-to-back game winners?
Yeah. I still can't even believe it. And it's been like, 3 weeks?
Right.
But it's just really just a blessing, and just I couldn't even script it better. And for my parents to be there at both of our games, that was even more special because they'd given us so much that we were able to sort of give back in return and just let them have those precious moments.
Is there a family text chain?
Oh, yes, for sure.
What was that text chain like after back-to-back game winners for both of y'all?
It was insane. I think I had a lot of messages, maybe 100 messages, and everybody just screaming, FaceTiming me as well. My brother was like, "You had to one-up me, of course." So.
All right, we keep sneaking into the boom boom room.
Yeah, you know.
Yours was against Tennessee. Sorry, Slay, and me and Zeph. How good did you feel after that shot went in?
Ooh, I felt very excited about that one. And, I mean, the funny thing is, last year I committed the day that Vanderbilt had lost to Tennessee on the road. So just to be able to be in that game and sort of kind of pay them back a little bit for that loss last year, it's really cool.
Nice. So she says it's so nice.
Yeah, she did.
Like subtle.
And then she does a straight up killer on the court.
Yep.
I mean, will slit your
wrong
neck to win.
Yeah. Oh, I love it.
Now let me ask you this, Mick, and I'll let you out of the boom boom room. It's a shot that needs to be taken, and listen. Coach Raff has done a tremendous job with you guys. Yeah, but y'all break the huddle and she tell you y'all figure it out. Camille Pierre walks on the floor, you walk on the floor, and Ayanna is another one. I said her name right, didn't I?
Yes.
Yeah, so who's taking that shot, Mick?
Whoever has the mismatch, I think we're all super capable of taking advantage of mismatches. So I think if Camille has somebody smaller on her, we're definitely giving her the rock. If I get maybe a taller guard who might not be as quick with my first step, I'll probably take that. And Yana, I mean, if she gets the same thing, if she has a mismatch and she's able to create off the ball screen, she'll take it. So I couldn't tell you off the top of my head who would take it, but it just depends.
I love that. Tell me one thing about Vanderbilt that we don't know that you love about it, especially the way the juice is flowing from football to men's basketball, to your sport with women's basketball. Volleyball is on the way. Like, talk about what right there is so exciting with Kansas Story League getting involved with you guys.
I think it's just the dedication and investment they have in the sports, and that we were also just able to get this new basketball facility, which is probably the best facility in the world.
Absolutely.
And I think that just really speaks a lot to how much they care about us, and they really see that we can do something here.
All right, Ayanna. I'm not Ayanna. I saw that in the chat. Mick, I'm sorry. Mick, I got to let you out of the boom boom room. You did a terrific job. Proud of you.
Thank you.
All right, 53 points. Let her out, Zelf.
Hoorah.
Michaela Blakes, 53. She had 33 the game before that.
A dog.
Yeah, 23 or more in 4 of her last 5. Vandy has won 4 of their last 5 at number 5 Texas on Thursday. Michaela, thanks for calling in. We really appreciate it, Slay.
Thank you, John.
Michaela, real quick before you go, did you know we have a segment on the SEC Network called The Sleigh Ride?
I think I've heard of that.
Well, you made the sleigh ride this weekend, and you won the headband. So that's your second time being in the sleigh ride.
Nice.
Now,
Search it out. Search it out.
I love that.
We got you got a reserved seat in that thing. So, congrats.
Thank you.
I do have a question though, because your brother Jalen's at Stanford, right?
Yes.
Okay. Whose academic curriculum is tougher, Vanderbilt
I'll
or
always
Stanford?
say me. I'll always say Vanderbilt in anything that I do.
I love it.
I love it. Awesome. Well, thank you. Congrats.
Check out the Sleigh Ride. Our guy Ron Slay put you in there on the SEC Network, so check that out. Thank you for calling in. Continued success, my friend.
Thank you so much.
All right, there she is, Michaela Blakes. Slay, we got another surprise for you.
Oh, wow. What we got now, man?
Coach Buzz Peterson joins us now.
Hey! What's up, baby?
Slay, how we doing?
I'm good, man. What's happening?
They letting everybody in the Hall of Fame, huh?
Coach, they said you slid a little something under the table to get me in, and I appreciate it, man. It pays the North Carolina Player of the Year up there, you know.
Yeah, right. Well, congratulations. That's much well-deserved. I know that.
I appreciate it, man.
I'm happy for you.
Tennessee Sports Hall of Fame. If you're just tuning in, Ron Slay going to be inducted. The announcement was made on our show at 3:20 this afternoon. Buzz Peterson with us.
I'm very excited for you, Ron. Very excited. Happy for you.
I feel like Coach has all the stories.
Right. What was it?
Jan got all the stories. Give Jan the props. Don't give Buzz no props.
Yeah. So, Buzz, on the phone right now.
Mama Jan got this. Yeah, that's right. That's got the story.
Buzz, you take the.
I would tell you what.
Yeah, go ahead.
If Jan got on here, she would tell you that we're not spending as much money as we did on ketchup. when Ron would come over to the house to eat.
Oh my gosh, that is so right.
Anybody eat ketchup on everything.
Coach,
I'd fix a nice steak. I'd fix a nice 10, 12-ounce T-bone, and I look over here, he had steak poured all over. Couldn't you see the steak? It's all red and ketchup.
He keeps it in his glove compartment, Coach.
Yeah, he's got it in his car right now. In case of emergency.
I love ketchup.
Buzz, so you take the Tennessee job, and obviously you look at the roster and you're well aware of the talent level and all those things before you take the job. But then you take the job and you meet everybody on the team. What was your first impression of Ron Slay?
I remember telling my family, I said, "Boy, that Slade, he's got a personality on him. We could put him up in front of the stage and have a fun time just listening to him." Ron was. You got to have every good team needs a Ron. If you have a good team, you need a Ron Slade because he's a leader within a team. Because I think the players always hear their coaches. They hear the coach over and over and over say the same thing, but when a player when they step up and they listen, Ron Slay had everybody's respect. So he was a leader within, no doubt. And it's hard. I've been doing this for a lot of years, even the NBA for 12 years in front office. It is hard to find natural-born leaders. Ron Slay is a leader, a natural-born leader. They're hard to find.
Appreciate that, Coach.
Well, you had a roster full of talent, that's for sure.
Sure did. And my go-to play late is give the Slay. Let's get that ball inside. Let him go to work. Now, he wasn't going to be that much over the rim. He wasn't going to be that much over the rim, but he was going to get fouled. That headband was going to come down around his neck, and then they're going to pull that headband, and he gets that free throw line. He was almost money. You count on those.
It's funny. He rarely talks about the late game shots or whatever that he took. He talks about a couple that he didn't get the ball.
No, I remember, Buzz, I told him about the time, man, we had, I forgot who we were playing, but we came out the timeout. We were down, I think, maybe one, and the ball was to come to me back up top after the inbounds.
Rotate.
He was supposed to rotate.
Yeah.
And John Winchester shot the shot. And I'm standing up there wide open like, dude, what the hell? Like, that wasn't the play, man. You supposed to swing. He like, I'm open. You were open for a reason. They wanted to leave you open. Like, you supposed. That's my man. I tell Winchester about that all the time, man. Like, dude.
When that happened, because I used to coach a lot, which is the one day I turned looking at the staff and said, well, that really makes us look very smart. When Winchester took that shot, I said, oh, my God.
I'm telling you, dog. Man.
Yeah, we hear about that one, Buzz, all the time.
One of the best Ron Slay stories was kind of off the court a little bit. We talked about this when he ran over my son, Rob, when Rob was a little kid at the time. We're playing Louisville.
Yep.
And Slay, believe it or not, somehow he jumped over the chairs at the bench, got behind, and my son Rob was standing up on about the first row there, when the bleachers went up there in Thompson Bowling, and just smashed Rob. Just ran him over. And evidently Rob hit the back of his head on the concrete and knocked him out. Of course, I don't see any of this stuff. Only thing I know, here comes Doug Dickey, Pat Summitt, everybody's coming across. He's knocked my son out. This cold knocked him out there, but I had no clue what was happening at the time. But, yeah, he was a good thing it was Ron to Jan because she didn't get mad at Ron. Then somebody else would have been pretty upset.
Guaranteed. No question.
I love that. Yeah, Slade just told us that story. You just ran into him.
Because I ran into him. Yeah. I was doing the South Carolina game and ran into Rob and Buzz up there, man. So, yeah.
Yeah. We saw him down in Columbia.
Well, you mentioned Pat Summitt. How much did it mean to you to have that relationship while you were coaching at Tennessee?
Oh, I look back on it. I'm very thankful for it. When I took the job, Coach Roy Williams has always kind of been a mentor for me through all my years, being from Asheville, where he's from. And he told me, he says, whatever you do, you make sure you listen to her. You gain as much knowledge. Because if I was there, I'd be in her office every day trying to pick her brain with stuff. So she taught me a lot. The one thing she did teach me is you better have a good relationship with your players. That comes first. And she did her time with it. She spent a lot of time with it. I would do the same thing much as I could. They had me running all over the place at that time, speaking all over the state of Tennessee. But that was one thing she taught me. You better having that great relationship with your student athletes.
Well, we appreciate you taking the time to celebrate this guy, man.
Appreciate it, Buzz, man.
Yeah, hey, Ron, congratulations. And whenever this ceremony is, you can best believe Dan and I will be there.
I know y'all
You better
will.
get an invite. We'll be right there.
Guaranteed.
Now, hopefully they don't ask me to come up there and speak because I will let it out. I will come up there with a big bottle of ketchup.
My guy, man, I appreciate you, dog.
Former Tennessee coach Buzz Peterson. Thank you, Buzz. Appreciate you.
Y'all take care.
Yeah, all right. How
Look at
cool
Buzz,
is that?
man. My guy right there, dog.
I love that he goes to you leveling his son when you had just told us.
I mean, I'm talking about you're flattening him. Like, and I couldn't, I was already in the air, and I was like, oh, no, Rob. And it was over. I was like, well, let me get on back in this game. You all right?
The level of person that came over to check on him, too. I mean, Doug did get past.
That's how you know it was serious. Like, it wasn't just, yeah.
All right, let's take a break. Ron Slay into the Tennessee Sports Hall of Fame. We continue to celebrate him. 3HL 1045 The Zone.
What's happening? Time to get to Brentwood Jewelry. Get to BrentwoodJewelry.com if you can't go in there physically, but if you can, 7012 Church Street East, located in the heart of Brentwood, just off Franklin Road. Get exceptional style, exceptional deals. It's been happening every single day for over 50 years, so you probably want to be a part of it. With Valentine's Day right around the corner, I'm sure you want to be a part of it. Go get that engagement piece, man. It's time. You can go on and do it. First, you can ask your partner how involved they want to be. Next, you can discuss the expectations. And if she wants to be involved, well, stop by Brentwood Jewelry to browse for the rings together and get the valuable feedback. I promise you, Brandon and the fam will take care of you. They have a side room set aside just for you and have an allotment of time just to cater to your needs. Watches, that can be done. Repairs, heirlooms that need to be polished up, need to be customized pieces or earrings. Anything need to be duplicated, they do it all. They do not miss. 7012 Church Street East, right there in the heart of Brentwood. 50 years of exceptional styling, exceptional deals, BrentwoodJewelry.com.
What could you do with an extra $75,000 right now, even a couple $100,000? Well, guess what? If you own a home, you can get that money out in less than a week, and you can do it with Loan Pronto, the leader in quickly converting your home equity into cold, hard cash. I know because we did it when we wanted to do a massive backyard project. Maybe you want to pay off credit card debt. Maybe you want to do a new house project. Loan Pronto has several easy options to let you access the cash from your home. If you live in this area, we all have equity in our home. Virtually no paperwork, no cumbersome process, no junk fees, and often no appraisal. We didn't need an appraisal. Listen, the average homeowner now has over $300,000 in equity. That is your money. Use it. There's one client who got $150,000 paid off their credit cards, their 2 car loans, and a personal loan, and then cut their monthly expenses by $1,500. Check them out, loanpronto.com. You can get approved in little as 1 day. Act now with no hard credit pull up front. 615-499-5780. That's loanpronto.com at 499-5780. Equal housing lender. NMLS 1661781. Subject to lender approval. NMLSconsumeraccess.org.
We got to play Nelly here once in a while for Babsy over there. She likes white girl rap.
That's what she told the DJ at the wedding.
That's what I told Slay's DJ.
Brett Doherty, Don Davenport, Ron Slay. Executive producer at 3HL is Zeph.
What's up?
Who's monitoring the hotline. Slay Dog inducted into the Tennessee Sports Hall of Fame. Slay, we got somebody that says he wants to talk trash about you.
Oh, wow. Want to talk trash?
Man. I just wanted to call and wish my first teammate, to be inducted into the Hall of Fame.
Vincent?
I wanted to tell him congratulations.
Vincent Yarborough.
Trouble.
We thought it would be Gus's Good Time Hall of Fame first.
Boy, hey, Vince, you ain't wrong. There needs to be one of those.
What up, Nasty?
Hey, man, we thought it'd be Gus's first, big dog. And then everything else.
Hey, man, they wrong if I ain't on the wall somewhere, Nasty.
Hey, man, come on, man. Everybody got to have Big Slay on the wall.
My dog, man. I appreciate that, Nasty.
Hey,
dude,
congratulations,
man.
brother.
No doubt,
Congratulations, man.
No
not
doubt.
a finer player that I've ever played with, not a better competitor, not a tougher dude, not a guy willing to start more and talk more trash than anybody on the court. Yours truly, Ron Slay.
Straight up and down, dog. Hey, man, what's funny? I did an interview this morning, and they asked me, hey, man, if you think back to when you played in the SEC, like, who was it? Who talked the most trash? And I was like, I'm gonna be honest, man. The scout report was out. You looking at him like that was his hell.
Who started the most balls?
The scout report was, man, just leave him alone. Don't talk no trash, dude. Don't talk no trash to him. And then we got some fools that's gonna follow him. So we all with it.
100%, wholeheartedly gonna follow him, whether we know that he on something crazy or not.
Every time. Appreciate that, Nasty, man.
Hey, congratulations, Big Nasty.
No doubt, bro.
Was there ever a time, Vince, where maybe you were on the perimeter and Slay Dog's going down the middle of the floor that you thought he should have kicked it, but kept it?
Every time. I'm thinking every time. I'm thinking I should have kicked it to me every time.
That what people don't understand.
There's a couple guys that didn't kick it at all, man. But Slay wasn't like that. Slay a true basketball player, all around basketball player, scorer, defender. You know, he was the heart and soul of our team, man. Like, he brought the energy. Anytime you're getting down, man. Anytime that you need a spark off the bench from his freshman year, he coming in and he provided that all the way to cap his collegiate career off with the SEC Player of the Year. Yeah. I mean, I just have enjoyed watching him not only on in the sports arena, but also in the broadcasting booth, man. You guys just don't know what type of gem that you really got there, man. I didn't know if he would find his way to the radio and find his way to TV, but once I knew that he got there, it ain't no way to try and get rid of that man.
Listen, man, one of my biggest blessings in this business is I knew the first second he did a show with us. I mean, that was a blessing, and he's been a blessing for us. We talk about it all the time. Vince, I mean, you know it, like, win every day. And he's taken that into the broadcast world and is absolutely crushing it.
And he absolutely is. But what you don't know is he's been doing that every day since 99.
Yeah.
Every single day. So he's been winning every day since 99.
Vince Yarborough with us on 3HL. We had Chris Ferguson on a little while ago, and he said that roster 1 to 13 best in Tennessee history. How are y'all able to, with so many dogs, how are y'all able to keep it so tight?
Because of our camaraderie off the court, man. It never was who was going to show up and who was going to get what on the court. We just came out there to go win. And if it was somebody that started out to have a good game, hey, we're going to feed into him, because we know that it's 20, 30 games and we're trying to get into the postseason. If we can all have those types of games, then we're going to be that much better as a team. So it was never that selfishness or anything like that. I was just joking earlier. But Slay, not a selfish bone in his body, man. True competitor, fantastic basketball player, but even more, just a truly great friend and a great man. So I'm excited for him for the accolades and his future in broadcasting. But I'm excited to say, and just that I know the man, and I know him deeply. I care for him. One of my true brothers. I got a lot of love for that man, and I couldn't resist calling and ribbing him a little bit.
We really appreciate you doing it. Did you guys have fun like on road trips and stuff?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Man, you saw the record.
You feel me?
you saw the record. We should have had a few more wins than that, man.
So should have, dog. So should
have. We should have had a few more wins than that. We had a good time everywhere.
I mean, everywhere.
Slay, I'm going to tell y'all this, man. Slay brought the good time to Tennessee. We was having an average, ordinary time until Ron Slay showed up. I'm just going to be real with y'all.
That's so real.
When Slay showed up, and brought his crew from Nashville, we took it to another level, man. We took it to a whole nother level.
Yeah, he ain't lying. He ain't lying at all. We had a real road trip.
I appreciate you guys.
Will from the Ville, he was just here.
He was just here.
Big dog, I want you to know that you hold a spot at the University of Tennessee that nobody else can ever touch. Ever.
Vince, we tried to get him on the mic earlier and he wouldn't do it.
y'all had Will there?
Yeah, he was here.
Oh man, y'all had a special guest.
We had a room full of like 20 people that are close to Slay, family and friends, and Big John Henderson. Big John Henderson was here.
Oh man,
yeah.
He didn't want to do much talking either.
It's a lot that couldn't be said at the time, but
yeah. A lot that still can't be said.
Straight up and down, man.
But I'm gonna tell you that man, Will's legend. Let me leave it at that. He is legend.
That is factual.
Vince, thanks for calling in, man. Appreciate you celebrating this guy over here.
Appreciate you,
big dog. Congrats.
Love you, bro, my man.
Love you too, man.
No doubt.
Vince Yarbrough. How about that?
Hey, man. Ooh-wee. Well, have you ever seen
Somebody
Talent
said
Walking?
Yarbrough was a dog.
Man, people don't have no clue, man.
I mean, high school, too.
Yeah, man. The whole
best
career.
players in the country.
The man was different, man. That was a special individual. You talking about some God-given gifts?
How about his voice, too? Jeez.
Always been nasty. Always been. I'm telling you.
I've called basketball games with him before.
Yeah.
For TSSAA. He's got a perfect broadcasting voice.
It's incredible.
Yeah,
I immediately told Zeph in his ear, I was like, dude, Yarbrough's voice, man. That was fun.
Yeah.
You enjoying today? I know it makes you feel uncomfortable sometimes not knowing what's going to happen.
Yeah, that's all right, though, man. That's pretty cool, man.
We got another hour. We'll see what happens.
Yeah.
We'll see what happens.
Who's left?
Right. We done dove in.
We're trying. We're efforting, as the show killer used to say on Dan Patrick's show. We do have Chris Lowe, though, at 5:20. I know that.
He's got the stories.
Got him.
All right, if you're on hold, we're going to try to work in some. I know I'm taking line 3. That's the Jim Nance line. We're definitely taking line 3. Candy B says, Slay Dog, this is your life. That's basically what it is.
This is very true.
All right, your phone calls when we come back. 3HL1045, The Zone.
What's happening, people? Kellum Stem Cell Institute coming to you directly. Big Slay got to get you to you. Holistic stem cell therapy. And listen, get that inflammation out your body because it's going to flare up. You have no choice but to go through it. Now, you got the solution right there with you. Your body, your cells, your solution, but you got to go to Kellum and get involved. Get you a consultation today, 615-850-4415. I can tell you from my own times when I come through and knees hurting, hip hurting, shoulder hurting after playing all these years, man, I just hit Kellum up and tell him, man, I need to slide back in, get that secret sauce. Boom. I'm ready to go, man. That's how quick it works. I promise you. Can guarantee you this. Congestive heart failure, lung issues, autism, arthritis, does not matter. 615-850-4415 is the number you got to hit them up at. KellumStemCellInstitute.com. Talk to Dr. Kellum himself one-on-one and find out exactly what he can do for you. And tell him what's hurting. And I promise you, you got a solution. It's your body, your cells, your solution. KellumStemCellInstitute.com.
Good evening. It's 5:04. I'm Joseph Bonanno live from the 104.5 The Zone Studios. Breaking news earlier today. Ron Slay, former Vol and SEC Player of the Year, has been inducted into the Tennessee Sports Hall of Fame. You can hear that one on the 104.5 The Zone YouTube page and relive the reaction from Ron Slay. In NFL news today, former first overall pick and Cleveland Browns star pass rusher Myles Garrett requested a trade out of Cleveland today. Browns GM Andrew Berry has been adamant that the team will not trade Garrett, and that stance has not changed amid his trade request. Also in the NFL, the Texans are hiring Rams tight ends coach and pass game coordinator Nick Caley as their new offensive coordinator, as C.J. Stroud and the Houston offense gets a new play caller. In college hoops news, following a 20-point win over number 5 Florida, Tennessee has moved back inside the top 5 to number 4 in this week's AP poll. The Vols' next opponent, Missouri, moved up to number 15 after a 27-point win over Mississippi State. Vanderbilt drops out of the poll after a 30-point loss to Oklahoma. For your foundation repair and waterproofing needs, you need to visit USSTN.com. Breaking news at once in your home for the Titans and Vols. This is 104.5 The Zone.
Yo, welcome in 3HL 104.5 The Zone. Brent Doherty with you on a beautiful day in the Music City. Still light outside. Love that at 5:05 in the afternoon. Celebrating Ron Slay today. Ron Slay at 3:20 was told by Brad Willis that he is getting inducted into the Tennessee Sports Hall of Fame, and we've had a lot of fun today. Slay Dog does not like two things, haunted houses and surprises. So we're going to the Voodoo City tomorrow. And we've had a lot of surprises today. So our thanks to Chris Lowe for helping out. And Chris Ferguson, longtime assistant at Tennessee, one of the best recruiters in the sport. Ever. Buzz Peterson calling in. Vincent Yarborough.
If this was today's game, man, Chris Ferguson would make more than some head coaches. Mm-hmm. Like, I'm telling you.
That's a
great point.
Man. I'm telling you, dog. He put it together, man, and kept it together.
Well, Slay, we're gonna bypass intros because we got somebody else on the hotline who used to play with you. Who might we be speaking with?
Big Slammer.
Truda.
Yeah.
True Trill.
Isaiah Victor.
They call in, man. I got on Facebook. It already, first of all, it's already rumbling. So, you know, when your reputation precedes you like a Ron Slay, you know, there's rumblings all around. You don't know what's going on. You just hear something big about to happen in the specifically something big around Slay. So I was like, man, it could be anything because he's so cold. He could go to the moon. He could be an ambassador. He could be going to the league. He might could have a 30 right now in the league. You know, we don't know what it's going to be. So then I log on. I see that. So, okay. I click on it. The first thing I hear is, yeah, we were in New York on the road trip. And I'm trying to catch this voice. I'm like, man, who could be telling this story? And it's not anybody on the team. I know it's none of my teammates. So I'm listening a little more, and then I catch the accent. And I said, oh, okay, I know. I said, that's the coach telling the story about extracurricular activities on the road trip. I'm like, well, I guess it's safe to say they knew the whole time.
Y'all didn't know they knew.
So I found that out today. And then at the same time, I'm like, well, I remember that particular trip, and how much does he know? And then the third thing is, well, Coach Ferg, don't give him too much of it, man, you know. But it was definitely a pleasant surprise to hear him on. And then I heard Vince, too. So, you know, he said he probably should be in the Gus Hall of Fame. And Vince knows he's Tennessee Sports Hall of Fame in addition to the Gus Hall of Fame, not in lieu of. So he can do both of that. But, yeah, I just had to call in to congratulate Big Slay, man. Hey, everything Vince said was so spot on. He's probably – but Vince, he had he got a lot out. I go behind a couple of things, especially the trash talk. So he's definitely number one all time, and he's gonna walk it too. And I think I found out later he does a lot of that talking to put even more pressure on himself, because pressure makes diamonds, or it's either gonna bust pipes. But when you got a superstar, like Lupe, if you are who you say you are, superstar, the lights are on, the camera, and they want to show, that's the guy right there, Slay. And he was started from a lot of people will say from the jump ball is the earliest time you can start talking. He's talking as soon as we get in the gym. And it was his tradition to walk through. So the pregame stretching, the teams are out. We got our, we got the tearaways still on, jerseys on there. We're just trying to get out there and get a sweat. It's really usually calm unless you know somebody. You say what's up. You don't want to talk too much to them because we got to go to war against them. But that would be the moment when Slade. So we're here early for the game. This is a game. Everybody knows it's a game schedule. And the first thing he says when he gets out there is, "What are they doing, man? Do they think this is a game?" You know what I mean? So he felt offended by them thinking it's a game they coming to play. No, this is a war. And I'm like, man, here we go again. But the Slade's the guy that we know he'll always get in the foxhole with anybody. So as soon as anything goes on, he know all he got to do is set up, and we're all right behind him. So, and I think that speaks for the camaraderie that Vince talked about, too. We were very close off the court, and we all wanted to see each other win. And another thing I would add to that, all held each other accountable. And that's a lot of that's on Slade, because he's going to call you out. Hey, what are you doing, man? Hey, and that's the type of conversations you got to have, little tough conversations to get everything straightened out. He was very good with that, very vocal guy, man. I just wanted to say congratulations, well deserved. It was only a matter of time. You can't find a more Tennessee person than Big Slade, and that's my guy, man. I appreciate everything from you, big dog.
Appreciate that,
Isaiah Victor. Hey, real quick on the way out, Isaiah, thank you for calling in. I've always wanted to ask you this. Coming out of Hoptown, like how much flack did you catch going to Tennessee and not Kentucky?
Oh, it's lifelong. If they only knew. I don't like to play the victim role. I play the victor role, so I don't really talk about it. But since you asked, oh man, it's rough. I mean, every time I go anywhere, hey man, Big Blue, because I actually chose UT over UK in 1996. So can you imagine, Rick Pitino sent a private plane. I flew out of Hopkinsville, a little side airport in Hopkinsville, and I turned down the Big Blue Nation, and I'm from Kentucky. And then I say I'm going to the University of Tennessee. So it was a pretty big deal around here. But I had my reasons, and, I stand by them. I'm in Orange now. I'm in Orange forever now, as a matter of fact.
And my dog had big games against them for a reason, too.
They just showed a highlight package when Tennessee played Kentucky.
Yeah.
Where you guys went off and you went off.
Yep.
Yeah, and let me give you even a little more, just because, they questioned my transcript. So I chose Tennessee over Kentucky. Then they questioned my transcript. Well, how did he even make the grade? It took two coaches to send it to the SEC office and raise to start the investigation. So the first coach was, I don't know if it was Pitino. Who was at the UK at the time? Probably Pitino.
Yep.
And then it was a new coach coming in that was on his staff, or he played for him.
Was
anyway,
it Billy Gillespie after him?
I thought it was Billy Donovan. It was a second SEC coach out of Florida. This is what I was told, that it was Kentucky and Florida.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I got you.
It would have been Donovan.
You see what I'm saying?
Yep, it was
Donovan.
Billy Donovan recruited me while he was at Marshall. So this is what I was told, and this was back then. So those were the two that brought up the investigation. So when I first got to Tennessee, I was forced to redshirt, because if they would have played me under Kevin O'Neill, then they would have, it could have been a violation. I could have got the school in trouble. But it was day to day in the process. So it was free Isaiah T-shirts, and they were saying I was this big deal, and all that came off the back of UK. And then when they get on air, Pitino gets on air and says, they act like they never recruited me. So I'm like, goodness gracious, why did you even bring the charges up, or why did you even care that?
Yeah.
But anyway,
Man, I'm glad
You're
you told
I
that
was
story.
on that private plane, dude.
Yeah, I didn't remember that.
And a thorn in Florida
yeah,
and
do you
Kentucky
remember
side.
Doug Dickey and Kevin O'Neill gets into it? Kevin O'Neill's telling them put him on the court. Doug Dickey's like, we got to hold back. He's got to protect the university, Dick. He can't take a chance on me. It's they're already investigating my high school.
Man.
You know, it's all sorts, and it was all. So yeah, there's a history there with UK, I guess, to say the least. But they're not my least liked team, though. I don't, personally, my least favorite team is Florida because they kicked me into the bench one year. The ball goes into the bench. I dive for the ball. It's a scramble. And on the way up, I get a couple kicks. It's on air, the Sunshine Network. I get home to Hopkinsville, Kentucky. A couple of my buddies saw us. I had to live with that all my sophomore year. And then I wound up having a great game my junior year. I even had my buddy Harris Walker had my back the next time he got on the team. Shout out to him.
So did
yeah. On the private plane ride. On the private plane ride, he assured me that he had my back this time. So it made me feel a little more calm. But anyway, it's a whole lot of stories to tell. I don't want to get to talk too much. I want to give you some little jewels, though. It is a very special moment for a very special guy.
Well, hey, we need to get you down here one day, and we'll just spend an hour with you.
Just come in studio and tell all the stories.
I'm about an hour away. Yeah. I'm in Hopkinsville. I'm at Toyota of Hopkinsville. I can come whenever you want, especially college basketball, maybe next UK game, something like that week or something like that,
We'll be in touch.
That's what's up. All right, y'all have a good congrats, big play, man.
Appreciate it, True Trio.
Hey, real quick, did Kevin O'Neill ever get mad, or was he just kind of a quiet guy?
Did Kevin O'Neill ever calm down? Was this a trick question? Okay, I'll tell you, Kevin O'Neill was authentic. He was the way he was around everybody.
Yeah.
So he's going to cuss out everyone that gets in it. Blah, 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 blah. You
could hear him. You could hear him in the building on the sideline. Just F-bomb after F-bomb.
Yeah. It started with F, ended with K, and it wasn't fire truck, the word he kept repeating. So, and this is to his coaches, and I even remember him putting his coaches in the stands. Lawrence Frank was one of those coaches at the time. We didn't know he beat Lawrence Frank. But yeah, he put him in the stands but it was normal, little old lady. So he was authentic in that sense.
All right, Isaiah, we'll be texting you, brother. Appreciate you.
All right, man. Talk to you soon. Bye-bye.
How about that?
Dude, he needs to be around for story time.
I'm telling you, man.
He'll tell him.
We had a special team, dog.
I forgot about those transcript stories.
Very special.
That would have been frustrating as hell. I can't even imagine. Yeah. You guys start calling each other by nicknames. I'm like, I got to get his name out there.
That's what it is. Everybody got a nickname.
I know they do. Let's go, Johnny in the Borough. Johnny, what's up?
Man, guys, thank you so much for taking my call. I waited an hour on the phone because I had to talk to my boy Ron Slay. Ron, real quick, I got to ask, what was your favorite memory about playing at UT?
Oh, wow. That's tough right there, man. My favorite memory.
Can I share your mine?
Yeah, please.
Bro, it was today when I found out that you were going in the Hall of Fame, brother.
Tennessee Sports Hall of Fame, Ron Slay.
I read real quick. I wrote something for you. It's your boy Showtime, and I'm a nicknamer. Big Ron Slay is a damn Hall of Famer, baby.
There he goes. He's Johnny in the Borough.
My man.
He cut himself off.
Yeah, he ain't need no more. That was a mic drop.
That was a mic drop, yeah.
Appreciate that, dog.
Gator Mike, what's up? We'll get your moment here in a second. Gator Mike.
Oh, yeah, I'll make it quick. Ron, first off, congratulations, dude. Well deserved, especially being a local Nashville dude. That's another big thing for me.
Appreciate
but, I had to call in, congratulate your balls being undermanned. I had to step in the paint, take a couple body shots from you today. So, congratulations on the big win as well, my friend.
Man, appreciate that, Gator Mike, man. My dude.
Thank you, brother. Appreciate it. 615-737-1045. Gerardo in Amarillo. Gerardo, what's up?
Hey, gentlemen.
What up?
Big Slay.
What up?
Big Slay. Hey, man, so it's kind of hard to follow up, all the personal relationships you had with everybody. Just give you from a listener's perspective real quick. in Amarillo, Texas, but there's certain people that are larger than life, certain personalities. That's you, sir. It takes a certain type of person that has the last name Slay and carry that exactly that into every venture he does. So from the listeners, man, congrats. And there's only one thing I can say, baby. Come the summer, the hall ain't got no roof.
Love it, Gerard.
Yes, sir. No roof at all, baby. I appreciate it, man.
T-Mac next up in Nashville. T-Mac.
That.
T-Mac.
Hey, Big Slay. How you doing?
What's going on, brother?
Hey, man, just want to give you a call. I was at UT when you were there. Brent, too, I guess. And
yeah, Brent's a little older.
I was there a while.
Yeah.
I overlapped some people.
Yeah, well, I think I did, too. So just wanted to congratulate you, man. Very well-deserved. I went to high school with Brandon Wharton, so we were good buddies.
D-Dub, yes, sir.
Yeah, man. Y'all are fun to watch, and I've always enjoyed listening to y'all on the air, and it was just very well-earned, man. Just want to give you a call and just say congratulations on that, and thank you for the entertainment every day on my drive home.
No doubt, baby.
Thank you, brother. Appreciate
that, man.
Do you have a moment that sticks out? I mean, you had so many, man.
Man, it was so many, dog.
Wasn't that a blessing to not only play there, to play for your home state, to have the success that you had as a team and as an individual, but also to play with these guys?
Yeah,
you know.
I think, man, that's the coldest part. I think, man, the moments probably didn't come on the court. Like all the moments was, man, like us sitting there in the dorm trying to figure out who gonna play for the Chalupas this time. You know what I'm saying? Wasn't no NILs running around. We trying to make this money stretch. Us hanging out, taking trips. Man, it was that. I think that camaraderie, and I'm talking about between everybody, like football, baseball, basketball, women's basketball, soccer, like all of it, man. Softball, all of it played a part, man. So it was more fun off the court than it was on, honestly.
Ron Slay into the Tennessee Sports Hall of Fame. He found out today. Only one person slipped, and you really didn't even know what they were talking about.
I'm like, what the hell is he? Hall of Fame.
Chris Love's got stories.
One of my teammates from Pearl Cone that was with John on Sunday, I was supposed to go over there and hang with him. He wrote me right before Savage walked in, "Hey, man, congrats on the Hall of Fame." And that's why I didn't see Savage. I was texting him back like, "Dog, that's Big Joe. That ain't me." And just left it alone. Then when I turned around, Savage was right there. So I didn't even, I still had no clue. Tyrese Lawless. Come on, Ty.
Come on, Ty.
Firebird. All right,
we made it all this time.
All this time to the last moment.
Especially considering it was supposed to happen 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
Right. So then it became a 2-week secret.
Mm-hmm.
All right, Chris Lowe's got stories. He's next. Might get somebody else or two in here. Maybe not. We'll see. 3HL1045 The Zone. I love it. Someone asked me the other day, do you know how many devices the average home has connected to their Wi-Fi network? It's way more than you would think. You go home, you count how many connected devices you own. It's more than a dozen probably, all to keep you connected to the good stuff. Your streaming, your gaming, all of your interneting, you name it. Xfinity knows the number of devices that we have connected to our internet is growing by the year. That's why they've engineered their gateways to handle hundreds of connected devices, hundreds, for real. Now through March 23rd, get Xfinity Gigabit Internet for $25 a month for 1 year with a 2-year contract and Wi-Fi equipment included when you add an unlimited mobile line. Only Xfinity delivers gig speed to the most homes. Visit Xfinity.com, call 1-800-XFINITY, or visit a store today to switch today. Restrictions apply, not available in all areas. Requires paperless billing and auto pay with stored bank account. $40 internet discount applied to mobile bill. Taxes and fees are extra after 12 months. Regular rates apply to mobile service, and internet rate increases to $65 after 24 months. Regular rates apply. Xfinity internet required. Reduced mobile speeds after use of monthly data included with your data option. Data thresholds and actual internet speeds vary. 3HL 104.5 The Zone. Ron Slay going to be inducted into the Tennessee Sports Hall of Fame. Dude, you're going to have to buy a lot of seats and tables. And
I told Brad I was playing, but at the same time.
I mean, Buzz Peterson was like, I'm coming. I need the invite.
And Jan got to come. I would love to see him come down here and come to that and not bring Jan. He wouldn't be able to go back home. His home would be sold. This is a guarantee.
So
that's my girl. Mama Jan don't play.
The event's coming up in July. We surprised Slay with the announcement at 3:20, and it started with his brother walking in, Ramon Foster. And you knew something was up immediately because why is he here?
Yeah, why is he holding the mic?
And if he's here, why didn't you know he was going to be here?
Yeah, like this ain't how we operate. Like I know his day. I know like we talk. As soon as he get off his show, we talk. If he don't call, it's a problem. Something ain't right.
Chris Lowe joins us for his Monday segment. Chris Lowe certainly has some Ron Slay stories. Chris Ferguson, and number one, thank you for assisting us in providing Slay with this day with a lot of people that are close to him. But Chris Ferguson, one of those guys that called in, former assistant at Tennessee, and he told the New York story somewhat, and then he was like, "Should I have not told that?" And I was like, "No, Chris Lowe tells that story all the time."
He just went into a little bit more detail.
He just went into details.
Chris, he said after that trip they put hall monitors in the hall nonstop all night.
So see, you guys know now that I don't jest.
It's all true. You're really telling a small, moderate version of it.
I'll bet Vincent didn't tell him himself, did he, Slay? He was on.
No, Nasty know better than that. Vince know better than that.
Well, Isaiah Victor called, and he was like, he was listening to the story, which he knows well, and he said, "Who is telling this story?" Because he tuned in midway, and then he was like, "This is a coach telling this story. They can't do that." And
Bird got that distinct that little twang in his voice.
Yes, and Victor's like, "Well, I learned today that the coaches knew about that New York thing."
It was real.
Well, we're past the statute of limitations, so we can all tell those stories, right?
I just think it's funny that he didn't know that the coaches knew.
To this day.
Well, there's one coach on that staff who probably didn't know.
That's the
We talked to him too?
No, that's the
okay.
Nah. Coach Green, baby, my guy.
Oh, that's right.
What was it like from a media perspective covering those big personalities on that team that went to the Sweet 16 for the first time since the 60s for Tennessee?
Yeah, and it's funny you should ask that, Brent, because when I was talking to Vincent earlier today, sort of trying to line up all these things, we were talking about that. He's like, Chris, you were there, because that's back when with Tennessee, and I covered every game. I don't care if they played in Albuquerque, New Mexico, or Pittsburgh, or wherever.
Mm-hmm.
Mike Strange and I were at the games covering them. And so you got to know the guys a lot. It's different than it is now. And I got to know every guy on that roster. The coaches, we were around them a lot more. We went to practice, and it was really easier to cover the team. But I told Vince this, and I mean it, and Ron knows it. Man, that was one of the better times in my career, to get to cover those guys. And I think to this day, and I mean this sincerely, not just because we're honoring our good friend Ron and going to the Tennessee Sports Hall of Fame, people argue, over the few beers arguments or hanging out on the golf course or whatever about which team was this or which team was that. In my time of covering Tennessee basketball, I think that was, if not the first, second, or third, somewhere in that range, first, second, or third, most talented, deepest, best team, best collection of players we've ever seen at Tennessee. I know people say the Grunfeld King teams, they had two great players, two All-Americans, but they were nowhere near as deep as that 2000 team or that 2001 team. The team with Grant Williams and Admiral, that was a great team, talented team. Last year's team, really good basketball team. Some of Bruce's teams, the team that went to the Elite Eight with J.P. Prince and
Wayne
Chisholm, and some of those cats were really good. But
Chisholm,
I'm telling you that, and I think they don't get enough credit. This is the 25th anniversary, I think, of their SEC championship team in 2000. That was a really. Marcus Hayslip, who was the 13th overall pick in the draft, averaged about the average play about 13 to 14 minutes.
Man, that's maybe, and that's high. Yeah,
I remember that.
Yes.
Lottery pick.
Yeah, it was serious, man. Practices were.
If it wasn't for that, I'm convinced if it wasn't for that darn Julius Peppers, I mean, hell, he wasn't even rushing the passer.
Right.
And if it wasn't for him, that team's in the Final Four. There's no doubt in my mind they're playing the Final Four that year.
No question. We just needed Brandon Haywood not to foul out.
Chris, that's what Chris Ferguson said. That roster 1 to 13. That's how he defined it. He said he thinks is the best ever in Tennessee.
It's hard to find one better. I mean, you might say, well, this one, these guys did this. They went around for he's right. I mean, and you had shooters, you had rebounders, you had height, you had guys that could play out front. I mean, you had 2 or 3 lead guards who can handle the basketball. It's a good offensive rebounding team. I don't know that there was really, any weaknesses on that team. They were really, really good, and I just went back and looked before I came on with you guys. There were 4 teams that year in the league that finished 12-4 in the league, Tennessee being one of them. So that all those teams shared the SEC title. But that, I don't know if the league was as deep then as it is now, but it was pretty darn good.
Yes, it was.
And that was, I tell you what was the most entertaining about that team is, man, when they would get out and run, and you had so many good. That was the other thing. You had guys who could finish plays on that team. Guards, the big guys could finish. They all had good hands. Victor, when they would run, man, there were a lot of highlight reel type plays.
Mm-hmm. So Yarborough said, Chris Lowe with us from ESPN.com. Yarborough said that Slay Dogs. He congratulated Slay for getting in the Gus's Hall of Fame. Gus's Good Times Deli Hall of Fame.
Well, does Vince still have a tab open there, Ron?
He may. I'm telling you, he was high on the list too. Now,
I bet if you went down all the open tabs at Gus's over the last 45 years of what he's owed, the guy'd be a millionaire over times about 2 or 3.
Guaranteed.
Chris Lowe with us.
I think we're all proud of you, Slay, and I mean, you know that it's indicative of everybody I talked to today. We didn't want to spill the beans. We wanted you to be surprised on the show. They're like, "Oh yeah, man, absolutely, I'll call."
Yeah, they got me.
And it was, I mean, the joy in Buzz's voice when I told him and Ferg and Vincent. I mean, they couldn't wait to get on the show and congratulate you. And I'll say this too about that group, that it doesn't, and you're a big part of it. So like those kids on that team, go back and look at how many of them are from the state of Tennessee.
Yep.
Just about all of them. And all of them could have gone. Slade could have gone a lot of places. Vincent could have gone anywhere.
Mm-hmm.
Hathaway could have. Harris Walker, Tony Harris. Those kids agreeing or committing to staying in state and playing for Tennessee really got the ball rolling for Tennessee basketball. Because I think probably the younger crowd forgets how bad Tennessee was from the end of the 80s to the end of the 90s, or when you guys, when you get a Vincent to say, yeah, I'm going to come to Tennessee, a Ron Slay, a Tony Harris, a C.J. Black, a Charles Hathaway. I mean, you got all these guys who could go anywhere. And they said, you know what, I'm staying in state. Let's see if we can together get Tennessee basketball back to being relevant nationally again. And certainly you guys did that.
Yeah. Chris Lowe with us from ESPN.com. About this year's SEC slate, man. When they started conference play, we had a discussion on the show about how much of a grind the SEC schedule was about to be, and it's been that and more. I mean, it's must-see TV every Tuesday, Wednesday, and Saturday watching these conference games.
Yeah, because you don't know. And everybody says, well, you got to be ready to play. That's a little bit cliched. Listen, Missouri goes, to Mississippi State and wins by, 20-something?
Yes, in the hump.
Yeah, and beat them like a drum.
Yes.
Arkansas, nobody thought, here Cal's coming back to rough. They're going to boo him. They go and they beat him by double digits.
Yep.
You really don't know. I mean, Vanderbilt goes to Oklahoma and gets beat 30. Tennessee goes to Florida and gets beat 30. Florida comes back to Tennessee. Z's not playing. Milicic is not playing. And you beat Florida by 20.
Yeah.
So I think there's more of that. I think there's going to be more of that. And I think even those teams that aren't necessarily penciled in for the tournament, the bottom, 3, 4, 5 teams, I guarantee you those teams are going to win some games going forward, certainly on their home court, that nobody sees coming. I think Auburn's the best team. I really do. That's not it's not like I'm probably being Captain Obvious there.
Yeah, hot take.
I think Alabama's right behind them. But I think there's a lot of teams right there in 3, 4, 5, 6, Tennessee being one of them. If they stay healthy, continue to get better, are playing their best ball in March, you could make a case for, I think, 6 teams in the SEC to be Final Four teams this year, or have what it takes to be a Final Four team.
Who was it the other day? Was it Jay Billis that said it's going to be harder to win the SEC tournament than the national championship? And his point is, I guess he thinks an SEC team he would pick to win the national title, and having to go through the NCAA tournament without playing an SEC opponent every time means it's easier to win the national title. I mean, probably true.
Mm-hmm. Well, and I think Jay's probably right there. But here's the thing about that: in the real world, if you're Alabama or Auburn or probably Tennessee at that point, what does winning the SEC tournament really get you? I am convinced. I am absolutely 1,000% convinced that tournament bracket, the NCAA tournament bracket, is drawn up by the time you get to the semifinals of the conference tournament.
Yep.
You know, the year Tennessee won it was a couple years ago. It did affect their seed. They lose last year in the first round. They looked bad against Mississippi State. I don't think that really affected their seed. So I don't think it means a whole lot. You certainly don't want to get anybody hurt. And you don't want to go into the NCAA with a poor effort where you just sort of are listless, don't shoot well, don't share the basketball. But I don't know for teams right there at the top, the teams, the new AP poll, I think 7 of the top 15 today were SEC teams.
Yeah, it's wild.
I don't know that it means a whole lot.
No, it just means more.
The SEC. Well, you better be healthy.
You better be healthy.
And you better get, which you can't really control that. I mean, you can be smart about minutes guys play, and then you want a good draw, which you can't really, you can't control that either. And I mean, going back to the year we were talking about, who was it that got upset right before that game? Was it Illinois got upset and Tulsa beat them? So you guys would have gotten Tulsa.
Yep, would have gotten
Tulsa. In the Elite Eight. So when things happen like that in front of you, when big dogs go down, sometimes those things have to happen. And in poor matchups. Last year Purdue was a bad matchup for Tennessee because they had the big guy, and Tennessee didn't have any answers for that. But I think the main thing for Tennessee is staying healthy, continuing to grow on offense, because one thing, Slay, when the Vols lace it up, they're going to be in your grill on defense.
Guaranteed.
They're not going to be any easy possessions. And the play that to me epitomizes Rick Barnes basketball is the one where Jemai steals the ball and has the presence, not to flip it, in the backcourt,
just anywhere,
going toward Tennessee's goal.
Yep.
And Phillips back to Boswell, back to Phillips for the dunk. The ball never touched the ground on a dribble, and they get the dunk. I mean, those types of plays. If you wanted to sort of show the world, hey, what is Tennessee basketball about, and you had to show one play, that to me would be the play.
Yeah, no question. And I think that's it. That's it's always one of those plays that kind of is a snapshot of his season. Last year was Tennessee versus Alabama when Mashack was a part of that one, picking it off at half court, throwing it back in. They do come down and get the and one to kind of seal that game at Tuscaloosa. So,
how much joy does that give you as a former player to see a fast break go like 70 feet without the ball hitting the floor?
Oh, I love it.
Right?
I love it. Like that's everybody being alert and being in the right place. You don't know how many times people drill that.
And a lot of times, like, Cade continued to run the floor. A lot of guys would stop right there.
Or caught it and just stop with the ball. No, it's some good.
Well, Chris,
that is a great example of what they want to be.
Mm-hmm.
Thanks for helping today, Chris.
Yeah, great. Hey, one last thing, and I'll say this, and Slay knows it comes from the heart. I got a lot of memories of Slay when he played. I really do. We talk about the Syracuse game. I remember his last, I guess your last regular season game at Vandy where you balled out, and I thought that was the game that was going to get you guys into the NCAA tournament. It ends up you did get in. I guess you're the last team out.
Yep.
But what I remember most about Slay is Lolita was there after every game on the road. Chris Lolita, Mama Slay, at home, and if her baby didn't get a good whistle. I remember one time she was livid at Teddy V, man. TV Teddy Valentine. I think it was a game you guys played at Georgia and lost in 2 overtimes or overtime. And you had like 30 points, and they hacked the hell out of you in the second half. And I can remember her over there by the locker room, When we used to interview you guys coming out of the locker room on the road, she could have called up with Teddy Valentine right then, man. It would have been an assault of the most egregious kind.
And she was saying, I'm waiting on him. I'm like, Mama, what you, come on, man.
Because you've told us that you didn't spend a lot of time talking to Teddy V because he was a quick temper guy.
He'd be waiting on you. Wish you would say something, yeah. Absolutely.
The tea is coming.
I think Lolita asked me that night. She said, do the referees leave right after? They get on play and leave right after this so they stay in town? I'm like, Lolita, I don't know. He was ready to go after him, Slay, but man, what an awesome mom, man. She was the ultimate mom. She was there every game, and win or lose, man, she was right there with her boy. But Lolita was great. It was great to see her be a part of your career and as close as you guys were. But those are some of my more defining memories of you and your mom, Ron, after games.
Chris, this won't surprise you. She has been known to show up at remotes and not even come over to talk. Like she was just over in the corner and left.
She's like in the bag.
Yeah. But she was there.
Hey, Lolita had game back in her day. What I understand. Is that true, Soleil?
Yes, it is. Absolutely. She'll tell you all about it. She was the role model. I don't talk like it's for a reason now.
Thank you, Chris, for all your help today, man.
You bet, guys. Congratulations, my man.
Thanks, Lo, man.
Thanks, C-Lo.
Chris Lowe, ESPN.com. All right, more 3 next. 104.5 The Zone.
What's happening, good people? I got to tell you, my fellas out there, you can call or text this number right here, 615-898-9367. And let me tell you exactly what that's about. That right there is to get you out of the little funk, F-U-N-K, that you're in, people. You can get to it. How are you going to do that? Get to the gym, get the gains that you're looking for. Don't be grumpy all day. GameDayMen'sHealth.com. That's what I'm telling you about. 615-898-9367. Get in there and get your T levels tested. You got to understand 1 in 4 men over 30 have low testosterone levels, and that can affect your energy levels, your workouts, your sleep, even your bedroom activities. So, fellas, if you got a little struggle, you can go on and text. You ain't got to call, man. A little erectile dysfunction happening, ED happening, well, you got a number. 615-898-9367. You don't have to worry about it. You got 2 locations, Green Hills or Hendersonville. 15 minutes and you'll know what your levels are. Don't put this off any longer. You got nothing to lose. Why are you waiting? Pick up the phone now. Call 615-898-9367 or text and get in the game today with GameDayMen'sHealth.com.
3AHL 104.5 The Zone. Ron Slay into the Tennessee Sports Hall of Fame. We've had a good time celebrating you, my brother.
No doubt, man. Y'all done gave me a headache. I'm smiling.
I feel like we need to get Mama Slay on.
Lord of mercy. Mama Slay, believe me.
Lolita.
She'll be on when you least expect it. Trust me. It's a guarantee. That is a guarantee.
There was one guy we were trying to get a hold of that we haven't had success yet. I was really hoping. Should I tell you?
Yeah, I mean, maybe I could hit him.
Jerry Green.
It's going to be hard to get Coach Green on. Coach Green has replied to 2 text messages.
In the last 10 years?
No, in the last 25 years. like when he reply, he going, but when he go back dark.
Chris is like, all he's got to do is see the text, but I don't know that he's going to see it.
That's the thing. He may see it tomorrow.
He goes, but if he calls in and y'all hear his voice, you're just going to start dying laughing.
Like it's distinctive. Him and Coach Ferg. So imagine all them on the same staff.
Yeah.
Him and Coach Ferg with their voice.
Jerry Green just has that high-pitched voice.
Mm-hmm. That was my guy, though, man. Coach Green was a good dude, man.
Reese and Laura, what's up?
Congrats, Big
Appreciate it. Thank you.
Big player, you with us?
You know it, Reese.
Hey, what a day. We had a whole bunch to get into, but we don't have time now. We just want to celebrate you. But I do have one real quick, serious thing I want to get into, and I think you're going to get a good laugh out of this. Are you ready?
I'm ready. Talk to me.
John Calipari finally got a win in the Rep Arena.
Yes, he did. And one of the most unexpected wins, too.
Right?
Yeah, I'm sorry to talk real sports on a big day. Me and Laura love you. We're happy you got us on. And to that other fella that said something about being on hold for an hour, tell him to get used to the club. If you love the show, you wait the whole daggum show. It doesn't matter. You know what I'm saying, Big Slay?
Absolutely, Reese. You know it.
Well, how long do we sit on hold? We don't complain. We just love it and listen to your greatness.
Honestly, part of y'all sitting on hold is I have an image in my head of what you're doing, sitting in the car in the front yard drinking beer and listening to the show. So that's partly
exactly
on me.
what we do. I tell my friends at work, and they said, you were on hold for 2.5 hours? And I'm like, well, there's no difference between being on hold and listening to the show. They just put you on the phone, and you either listen through the radio or listen through the phone. There's no difference. I was like, and eventually you get to you, and you get to act like a buffoon and talk to Big Slay.
Well, y'all are the show within the show. Reese and Laura.
I love it, Reese.
And I love it, and I'm so happy for you. We had a whole bunch of other stuff lined out, and it doesn't even matter now. We just I'm not good at the English language, but we'll say jubilant for you. Is that the right word, babe? Jubilant for you, Big Slay.
That's the right word, baby.
We enjoyed the stories, and it's just been a wonderful night celebrating the greatness of Big Slay. And we will get to our other stuff next week. But I do have one thing to say. How about we lose one game, we win one game, and the SEC is so great we still move up to number 4,
It's
Big
amazing.
Slay.
It's
Are
amazing,
you not fired up about this team?
Absolutely, dog. Yes, you got to be. You got to be.
All right, now, Babs, I know you hate this part, but Big Slay, on your big night, there's no better way to end your big night than the greatness of good old Rocky Top. Rocky Top, so we love you, Big Slay.
There we go, Reese and Laura.
Appreciate it, man.
Up there in South Central
I'm okay
Kentucky.
with it today.
You good with it?
I wore my Vols orange today for you.
Hey, I love it.
Very cool, Slay.
I appreciate y'all, man. That was dope.
Ecky Bop sneaking in on the back end. Ecky Bop.
There is no one like Ron Slay, and I just want to congratulate the realest man that I know in this world on being inducted into the Tennessee Sports Hall of Fame, and I have a feeling that we're going to be talking on that day. So, congrats, brother. Much love. Thank you for being who you are.
Appreciate that, Ecky Bob.
There he is,
my
Ecky
man,
Bob.
Bob.
Good stuff, Bob.
Did you have fun today? Slay on?
I had a ball, man. My cheeks hurting. I can't wait to go lay down. I guess I got to go get some more flowers, I guess.
all this show prep.
Yeah, just hold on to it, y'all.
We'll use it tomorrow.
We can use that.
We'll start it tomorrow.
I promise you we can use that.
Hey, congratulations. Tennessee Sports Hall of Fame just got better today with Ron Slay, the addition.
Definitely. Appreciate it, man.
Love you.
Love y'all, man.
I mean, she wore her Tennessee orange. You didn't think something was weird?
Dude, they number one, and they've been number one for a long time.
That's not Auburn orange, though.
But her blue jeans say Auburn colors.
Hey, we appreciate all the love, man. Have a great night. Good night. God bless. We appreciate you guys including us in your day. We do not take that for granted, nor do we take it lightly. Have a great night. Good night. God bless.
See ya.
Wouldn't want to be unless you're getting a shout out, and the shout out is to the city. Nashville, state of Tennessee. We made it, baby. We going into the hall. Woo!